God damn.
Man, goddamn is right. Goddamn is right, everybody, man. How is everybody doing here today on this edition of Unscripted, episode 230 now of Unscripted, man. How's everybody doing, man? And welcome back to another edition of the news, or welcome back to another edition of Unscripted, not the news. Welcome back to another edition of Unscripted. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for another edition of Unscripted, man. We got a lot to talk about here today. We got the second AEW Dynamite of the year for 2025, which we will definitely be getting into because yikes. And we got a great episode of Monday Night Raw tonight, as well as I want to say maybe one big talking point from SmackDown that was a huge enough thing to discuss. Other than that, the show is in need of a transfer window people of some sorts or NXT call-ups of some sorts. The show is in need of something. What that is remains to be seen, and I hope they can get that together. But yeah, man. But other than that, that's everything we're going to be going over here today, man. So without any further ado, how's everybody doing? And welcome back, like I said, to episode 230 of Unscripted. If this is your first time watching and you guys do not know how the show works, every single Monday after Monday Night Raw, we are on here right afterwards with Unscripted, and every single Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we will be on here with the news. If you guys did miss this past Friday's edition of the news, Malachi Black done with AEW as WWE rumors spark. I'm sure everybody's seen that one coming. As well as the 2026 WWE Royal Rumble going to Saudi Arabia. That is episode 248. If you guys did miss that, that is available for you guys on all platforms. That is Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and if you want to see it first, join us right here live every Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link to the top of the description of this very video, where you can get this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of NHP merchandise to add to your collection, man. So, again, bonfire.com. Links to the top of the description of this very video, man. You can go ahead and grab you some NHP merch today as we speak. Link is at the top of the description, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Just been chilling, man. Just been chilling, been pretty normal lately. And just been chilling, waiting for Rumble. This weekend, everything's gonna be good, man. And I've just been chilling out, man. Just been chilling, and everything's just been pretty chill lately. Oh yeah, like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, the family's good. How was everybody doing in the live chat? How's everyone doing watching the replay? And how about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing great, bro. I'm doing great. Yeah, just chilling, dude. Just chilling, to be honest. Yeah. Getting ready for Rumble, and that's basically about it, man. As we get towards already almost the end of the first month of the year, so yeah, honestly, that's basically about it, dude. Not too much going on right now. But other than that, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante, Logan, Bill, and whether you guys are in the live chat or a part of the replay, my guys JT and JB, a part of the replay mafia. Thank you guys so very much for joining us, man. And yeah, so I guess before we get into the Sir K's most anticipated show of the week, news this Friday. Obviously, like I just said, we are live 4 p.m. Central with the news. The next 2 weeks of news are in are more than likely going to have a different start time.
Mhm.
I'll update you guys on next Friday, episode 250, that episode and that time, but I do know this Friday we will be on at 4 o'clock, or we're normally on at 4 o'clock. We will be on at 2 o'clock. We will be on at 2 o'clock Central, just in case, just in case you guys do want to catch us live. We will be on here 2 o'clock Central instead of 4 o'clock Central, so PM. So definitely not AM. But yes, 2
Oh,
p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Central for the news this week instead of 4. Well, good Lord, we're here.
dreaded part of diner. Well, the dreaded part of the show is. Let's get to it.
Let me fix my chair so my back doesn't hurt as worse as my fucking head's about to. Okay. All right. Hold on. Might as well fix my back while we're at it. All right. Oh, brother. Okay. AEW Dynamite.
Yeah.
AEW Dynamite. January 8th. This
Yeah,
show
man.
was rough, and it's a week before Maximum Carnage, which we are about to see next week, or now that 2 days away. Okay, this episode is 2 days away, and
Mm-hmm.
this was the episode. This was the I guess go home show, or the episode before that.
Man, did you see the seats for Maximum Carnage?
I did. They are. I think they're. What are they at? 1,300 people. I think I saw.
Oh no, they're set up for about 1,500
Oh,
and sold about 1,000.
oh, oh my God, lower. Huh.
Yeah,
Isn't
lower.
this supposed to be a special episode of Dynamite?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. AEW minimum capacity is what they should probably change it to, man. But or minimum turnout is also a good one.
Minimum
Um,
Carnage. Yeah. Uh,
well, fucking, it's just set up for 1,500, sold 1,000, about 1,000. I think a little over.
I mean, if you do think about it, though, bro, Maximum Carnage does make sense. I mean, that is what Tony Khan is, imposing on the
Doing
company,
it.
bro.
That's what he's fucking doing to the inner workings of his show.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense, bro. They have a they have an interesting year ahead of them, bro. I'll say that. I'm sure I'm gonna I'm sure I'm going to get into detail on what exactly I mean by that as we go over AEW Dynamite. Ladies and gentlemen, there was no I'm so excited. There was no open. There was no I'm so excited open to the show.
I
I
think
don't
there ever will be again.
Yeah, either Tony wanted a just straight open with just a match, either that, or he listened to the outcry, or maybe I don't fucking know, proof watched the AEW Dynamite intro to see how fucking horrible it was after the fact, because that all that did was make me laugh. That did not get me excited about the show whatsoever. However, there was no I'm so excited to open the show, which is good because that does not play into what AEW makes me feel at all.
No, I feel dread and sorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any off the dome right now, but I'm sure there's a lot of songs that I could give Tony Khan that really explain how I feel about AEW Dynamite, man. Body Bag by Beartooth. That's a great one. Um,
There's many good
yeah,
ones.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure there's a lot of great ones. TV Off by Kendrick Lamar is another great one.
Yeah.
That perfectly
Oh,
encapsulates
yeah,
how I feel. Um, Ian Riccaboni was on
Oh, thank
commentary this week. Yeah, the one positive
good.
note before we get started on this show, Ian Riccaboni replaced Tony Schiavone on the show. It was Ian, Daddy Ass, or not Daddy Ass, Daddy Magic, Matt Menard, and of course Excalibur. So obviously he was still there, but I'll tell you what, it was amazing hearing Ian Riccaboni on the show. He sounded excited. He sounded, it sounded fresh. It sounded like he was excited genuinely about the action.
Mhm.
And he only had one mess up tonight, which I'll let him slide because I do like Ian. I think he's a great commentator. Like I said, he sounded excited, and he just didn't sound annoying. He didn't sound annoying and just overly just fucking things up every 2 seconds. It was none of that. He sounded excited about the product. He was a fresh voice. And this made for the most decent week of AEW commentary since fucking probably in the company's history.
Probably.
Yeah, or whenever the last time Excalibur wasn't on commentary for the week. But man, Ian Riccaboni, I thought he did a good job here tonight. So yeah, shout out to Ian Riccaboni because it definitely saved commentary just a little bit.
Oh, definitely. That was genuinely going to be my first thing I said about the show too. Was the only positive on the show was Ian Riccaboni on commentary, and just God, it was so fresh hearing his voice, man. And dude, get rid of fucking Excalibur, and you're set for fucking hearable commentary.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. The show opens up with Will Ospreay versus Buddy Matthews. One of the commentators, who I think it was Matt Menard, literally said in this match, "Why are these two fighting?" Or he said something along the lines of like, "Why is this match happening?" So that was an early highlight to the match. Excalibur said something. It was something along the lines of Will Ospreay or Buddy Matthews being upset that Will beat Brody King in the Continental Classic. Okay.
Mm,
All right.
okay.
I- okay. He beat him in the C2, and he beat him clean too. So I don't. All right, whatever. There's bigger problems on the show. Okay. The match was
A lot
great.
bigger.
Yeah, the match was great. Obviously, I'm sure you guys can imagine. The match was very good. Man. I mean, it's Buddy Matthews and it's Will Ospreay. This ended with a hidden blade that Buddy Matthews willingly took. He knew it was coming, and he smiled, and he hit the hidden blade. So,
It's me watching Dynamite.
I'm, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Sometimes I do want to just smile and take my hidden blade as well. So I
Oh yeah.
I don't blame Buddy Matthews. He's probably staring off in the distance, thinking about man,
I can't wait to go back.
would I love to be in Pentagon's shoes someday, man.
Oh, for
Oh, and he gets hit with a hidden
oh
blade.
no,
So
Rose daydream.
yeah, he probably was. So the match was great, but what happened after the match was more significant than any, if you ask me. Because Will Ospreay gets on the mic. He says, "Give it up for Buddy Matthews." He then tells Buddy, him and Brody, you guys can be successful on your own. If you work, you could be a tag champ. If you work hard enough, you could be a trios champ. You guys do not need to be behind or not a trios champ. If you work hard enough, you could be a singles champ. I mean, yeah. He says, he says if you work hard enough, you could even be a singles champ. He says you and Brody do not need to be behind a leader. And if you need help, I'm your guy. He goes to shake Buddy's hand. puts his hand out, and in this moment, I was like, all right, okay. Because in my head, I'm like, all right, great. Malachi Black versus Will Ospreay at AEW Grand Slam. That's what's going on in my head. And I'm like, okay, first of all, that's awesome. We're getting Malachi Black not only in a singles match, we're getting him a singles match on pay-per-view, and it's going to be against Will Ospreay. So I'm like, you know what? Let me stand back and let them cook with this. Do the lights go out when he goes to shake his hand? No. There was nothing. He shook his hand, he left, and Buddy stood in the middle of the ring, again, probably imagining himself on Friday Night SmackDown as he's staring off into the distance. It then comes out, Malachi Black is done with AEW. Sir K, have you seen the videos of him wrestling singles matches on the independent scene?
No way. Has he been doing that? Oh yeah. Wait, are those clips? Are those new? The clips I've been seeing on Twitter?
I believe so.
Oh, Dad, I thought they were old clips, bro.
He's
Oh my
going
God.
crazy.
Damn man, dude, what? Classic Tony Khan, man. You're leaving, so I don't want to use you. Go to the Indies in the meantime. Ricky got to do it. Malachi's got to do it. But he looked great. He was moving. How you don't use him, I don't fucking know. But, man, I don't know what's going to fucking happen with the rest of the House of Black. I really don't know. And I'm really just waiting for them to leave, too. So it really doesn't matter in the long run.
Yeah.
And I just can't wait to see Malachi back. Well, Malachi back in the company, not Malachi back as in the fuck up, but you know what I mean. Alistair. Can't wait to see Alistair Black back.
That was his pay-per-view send-off at Full Gear when fucking Excalibur called him Malachi back. That was his pay-per-view send-off.
Her last memory of him in this company is Malachi back.
It's one of the best ones. Swing and a miss by Malachi back.
Swing and a miss by Malachi back.
Well, anyways, Malachi back does not come out. And again, now we hear he is leaving the company. He's no longer in AEW. He's done. He's finishing up in February or March, but he's not expected to be back. That is your send-off for him. A promo where Will Ospreay just slightly mentions how his two out of 3 other stablemates do not need a leader. That was Malachi Black's send-off. That right there tells you exactly what Tony Khan thought of Malachi Black.
Oh yeah, that's how he just thinks of people. But that's just how Tony Khan does it in general. He's not going to give you a kind send-off. It's, oh, we'll do this, and then we'll just take you off TV for the last few months. That's all he ever does. Because he doesn't want you to have momentum outside of his company. Who does that sound like?
I don't know, man. I think it's somebody that's I think that it is quite a familiar I think that it is quite the familiar isms that I think's going on there, man. It is a Vince McMahon ism. I mean, look what he sort of did the same thing to Pentagon before tonight. When was the last time we seen Pentagon? He just disappeared. Which is funny. Because he did the whole send-off thing and actually gave quite a good send-off to Jade Cargill. But you can't do it to guys like that?
I don't get it. I also think it's a deteriorating mental state with the whole wrestling thing. So I feel like he's just slowly losing. It's one of those things where if he's doing good, he's doing good. He's kind. He'll scratch your back for you. But if he's not doing good, scratch all of that. Just go. You just go. Yeah, you won't be seen.
Look, man, I don't know. I don't know, man, but Malachi Black, like I said, he gets absolutely no send-off here, as there's just a promo where he's not mentioned, but sort of mentioned, I guess, in the dialogue. I guess he was sort of mentioned, but overall, he was not at all mentioned, just sort of kind of, I guess, mentioned about. and that's his send off for 4 years of doing nothing in this company. Tony, I guess, couldn't even, have him put somebody over or do anything. So that was Malachi Black's send off. And that was that. But yeah, I thought they were going one way, and then so I was a little optimistic going out of that. And then, obviously after Dynamite, it all went away, because right after Dynamite is when the news broke that he was done with AEW. So I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're not. Actually, they sort of ruined my expectations at the end of their own fucking programming here tonight. But that was that. Like I said, Malachi gets no send off, and that was that. Will Ospreay and Buddy had a decent match, and I guess Will Ospreay wants to be the new leader of House of Black. I don't know why. He wants to befriend Buddy Murphy. I don't know what he's trying to do there, or I don't know where the hell that's going again, being that at the end of the show they went a fucking completely different direction. But, what do I know?
Literally, dude, it's so random. They're just having people go out there and just say shit. Half the time, just up. Well, Malachi's black. Black is leaving. Fuck. Just somehow mention it. Just somehow mention that he's leaving. That's all he gives people. And Will's a good guy, so he's gonna do that in his promo. But like, dude, just make a program of the destruction or him leaving or them kicking him out or something.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know, man. So yeah, that was that. Next on the show, Private Party.
Finally.
Yes, finally, they come out here for what the commentators refer to as a championship celebration.
And even the things like fucking a month and a half ago.
A championship celebration. They've been the fucking champions for about 2 months.
Fucking A, bro. Like, championship celebration. We'll have you win titles. We won't see you for 2 months, and then you'll celebrate. Homie. Well, okay.
They're on the show, and this is what you have for them. A championship celebration.
That's all you can muster.
In January. And they won the titles a day before Halloween.
Fuck.
Oh, fucking K, I guess. I mean, what the fuck, Tony? I mean, really? So you've damn near kept these guys off Dynamite for 2.5 months. You had 2.5 months to come up with something they could do for when they make their eventual return to Dynamite. And you give them a fucking title celebration 2 months after winning the titles? All right. So the Hurt Syndicate come out to make a toast for Private Party being young champions. They give the mic to Lashley. Bobby Lashley toasts to them taking those tag team titles. Isaiah Cassidy looks very upset after this. He takes his glasses off and he's staring at Bobby Lashley. Very upset. As I guess that writes the end for Private Party's championship or division-saving tag title reign. They are headed on a collision course to the Hurt Business, and the Hurt Business is absolutely taking those fucking tag team titles. No ifs, ands, or buts. I could very well see if Tony doesn't blow his load and get this on an episode of Dynamite before Grand Slam, it'll happen at Grand Slam. And which is funny to think. Private Party, I genuinely don't think they've been on Dynamite since this one appearance here. Maybe one other time they've been on Dynamite, and they're already gonna be losing those tag team titles, no question. Which I'm not necessarily opposed to. I mean, I think it would be a decent time to end Private Party's reign. It's just I wish the reign itself was had more to it, because by the time, if they would have been doing decent shit, maybe been involved, I mean, they've held the titles for about 2 months. Maybe they're, 2 feuds into their tag team title run. Then I would be saying, all
Be
right,
cool.
okay, the Hurt
Yeah.
Business can now step in. They're hot. The people love them. That they're a hot tag team. Okay, they could step in and take the tag titles from Private Party. They haven't done anything, and it's already going to come to an end. What a fucking joke.
Literally have done nothing with them as tag champs. Like you said, I think they appeared like once or twice on Dynamite in like random sparing moments. But other than that, dude, literally haven't seen a lick of the World Tag Team Champions. And then the next time we say them, it's basically fucking sealing their fucking fate from with the Hurt Business. So they're they're challenging them for those tag titles, and whenever that match happens, I'm sure the Hurt Syndicate's gonna win. Which like you said, I'm not opposed to. It'd just be nice if you're booked to World Tag Team Champions good, in order for the next ones to have momentum going into a title reign. But hopefully, 18th time is a charm.
Hopefully, bro. Hopefully. Um, where do you think, in your opinion, where do you see the match taking place?
Probably, probably, probably Glenn. Ah, dude, I can't
Dang, dude.
talk tonight, dude.
Malachi back, Gland Slam. Wow.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on. Oh man, probably Grand Slam. I would think. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, if Tony does not feel like blowing his load, it'll happen at Grand Slam. If not, I'm sure it'll happen on a random dynamite before then. So, you know,
I'm
Grand
shocked.
Slam, the show that they're doing absolutely no promoting for whatsoever. That show. So, Bobby Lashley defeated Mark Briscoe. It's a decent little, I guess, singles match. Decent singles match. Nice to see
Yeah.
Bobby in the ring. Bobby beats him with the Hurt Lock. He beats him with the Hurt Lock, and afterwards they go to attack Mark Briscoe. Moore and Private Party come out for the save, and MVP, he backs him off. He backs his boys off. He says, we don't do fighting like this. So they all walk away, and yeah, the Hurt Business are, I'm sure, now that they are, I guess, feuding with Private Party. Well, now that they are feuding with Private Party, I guess that tells us there's going to be no interlocking with the Ricochet and Swerve story. So
I guess.
I guess that's just done. I thought, especially because the Hurt Business weren't feuding with anybody, they were kind of just doing random stuff up until this Private Party stuff here. I thought it was all I thought they were gonna end up doing another thing with Ricochet, or I thought they were going to end up doing
Like Avenue
something.
member.
Yeah, or just tying it back to the Ricochet and Swerve storyline, but I guess not. So I expected it to be something like that, to be 100% honest. There was a little bit of me that was like, I guess it would make sense to tie it back to the Swerve and Ricochet feud with the Hurt Business, since the Hurt Business aren't doing anything, but it is not completely out of the realm of possibility for Tony Khan to kind of just drop everything. I mean, look at how they handled
Wouldn't be shocked.
look at how they handled 90% of everything last year. Look at how, I mean, going into this year, look at how they're handling shit. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Just fucking every major storyline up and whatnot. So I wouldn't be shocked if they had an idea for one that they just dropped, or that wasn't even the plan the whole time. They just made it look like it was the plan for some reason. But I just assumed, they were kind of in the business of getting a new member before, an actual like main feud would start. But I guess not, man. I guess they're going straight for the tag titles.
Guess so, bro. Let's take a break from Dynamite for a minute. My man Lonnie, what up, bro? He
What's
says,
up, man?
"Who do y'all see winning the Royal Rumble? Who you got, bro?"
I, dude, I don't know. It could be so many people. It could be Cena. It could, dude, I genuinely, I say it this year with Mania, with Rumble. I keep saying it this year, but I don't know. I really don't know. But what about you, bro?
Uh, Sir K's right. It is a very unpredictable year. It's definitely that. It's a very unpredictable year for the Royal Rumble. There's a lot of different directions it can go. Right now, I am going to say John Cena. I'm going to say John Cena.
I That's
Um,
the only one I can think, dude.
if not John Cena, CM Punk. And I think
Oh,
he's going to challenge Gunther. And I think Rollins is going to interject himself the same way Bryan interjected himself to Roman and Edge. I don't know if you guys remember that from WrestleMania
true.
37. When Edge won the Rumble, everybody was pissed. Everybody was like, dude, who the hell wants to
Why?
see Edge and Roman? And then everybody wanted Bryan to be the match. And then, Bryan, did the fast lane match. It was a banger, like, everybody was saying. And it was a banger. It was an amazing match, Roman and Bryan from Fastlane 2021. And then Bryan put
Hmm.
himself in the match. But I could see that being the case. I could see CM Punk win the Royal Rumble, and then I could see John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber if they wanted to drag out the story of defeat, right? Because that's what this is. Um,
Hmm.
Now, if they wanted to go the other direction and have John Cena not get because if he goes in the chamber, he's going to have to get a pinfall victory. But if he does the Rumble, all he has to do is throw somebody over the top rope. But that still stands that in, I guess singles competition or whatever, not that the chamber is singles competition, but do they want to not have him
Oh,
pin anybody until he
I,
goes to WrestleMania? That's even if he, but I don't really see him winning at WrestleMania anyway. So honestly, that's why I would say, that's why I would say, you could have him win the Elimination Chamber, because even if he does pin somebody, the record, I guess, is pinning somebody in singles competition. As of right now, I'll go ahead and say John Cena. I'll go ahead and say Cena,
I like
but
I like
my
Cena. Punk
my
makes sense though.
yeah, my runner-up pick, I guess, would be CM Punk. And then I think they'll end up putting Rollins in the middle of that, and then they'll do a triple threat: Rollins, Gunther, and Punk, and maybe that main event's night one, and Punk
Maybe
finally gets his main event. Gunther gets a Mania main event. Rollins gets a um
another.
another Mania main event, in this time I guess singles type competition, even though it's triple threat, but you get the point. As
Yeah,
just Seth Rollins, not in a tag team match. I could see that. I could see that being the case.
especially with Saudi or Rumble in Saudi next year. If they do want fucking CM Punk to win one of these things, can't be next year. So
Yeah,
more than likely, it could be this year.
yeah. So yeah. Um, hope we answered your question, bro. Hope we answered your question. Punk and Cena is going to happen at some point, my man. I don't. I think it's going to happen at Money in the Bank. I
I
think
mean,
they're
that's
going
that's
to.
fine.
Yes, I think they're going to relive the classic rivalry, um, from 2011, when I was
Mm.
just a little 10-year-old boy, and
14 years later
yeah,
or earlier.
14 years later, bro. Crazy work.
That's
Yes, but
crazy.
yeah, they are going. I think they're going to relive that for sure. For sure.
I
Now it's just up to fucking Bill from Mattel to give us a 2011 Ultimate Edition John Cena. For the love of God, what are we doing, Bill?
yeah, Bill.
Yeah. Regardless, next up we have Sir K's favorite match type in AEW, the Gauntlet match.
Just why do AEW call the matches just work the way they do, bro? I don't. I don't like AEW gauntlet matches. I don't like really any gauntlet match,
Dude,
but
come on,
especially
stop
AEW gauntlet.
hating just to hate. You don't actually love AEW,
I,
man.
no, I don't at all. I don't want them to actually succeed and make money. I just want them to be this
You just
sad
want
little
WWE to
fucking
monopolize the
people.
business again. That's what you
Yeah,
want.
I want WWE to buy anything, bro. Everything. That's what I want. Apparently,
That is what we
it's not
want.
like I fucking want AEW to have a full crowd again. That isn't fucking 1,000 people in the fucking crowd. Wow, I'm the bad guy though.
Do you remember when they went there? Do you remember when they went to Cincinnati a couple of years ago in 2021 when MJF cut the mid promo?
No, yeah, fucking
That was a
insane
full
crowd,
house. It was a fucking
full
full
ass
house.
house.
Now the fucking
You can't
product
get
is mid, and MJF and John Moxley and everybody fucking else that's fucking still there from when they were there in 2021 is mid on the show.
top to bottom. Show every a damn near every fucking aspect.
I don't mind the gauntlet match. The problem with AEW is they do a gauntlet match every month, which is why it's a fucking meme now. I like them in WWE again. Remember in 2018 when we got to that point where the man
Remember,
himself, Vince, was having a gauntlet match every fucking week, and now Tony Khan likes to have a gauntlet match every fucking week. Um,
hmm
I mean, I like the way AEW does it. They offer a different spin on it. It's almost like people compare it to a reverse Royal Rumble. That's absolutely what it is. And I like it. It's different. The problem is Tony Khan does it to be lazy. He's not doing it because there's a bunch of viable competitors. Half the people that came out in this match, I fucking laughed thinking about them getting a world championship match. Now, again, back in 2018 when WWE did the one that blew up, the Seth Rollins one where Seth wrestled for like an hour and 5 minutes or whatever. That was great. They had all the guys from the Elimination Chamber. They had all the guys from the Elimination Chamber, line up and do a gauntlet match. If they did that, if they did one a year for the Elimination Chamber, that'd be great. But then what did WWE do for the next couple months, every week? There was a women's gauntlet match, and there was another men's gauntlet match, and there was a tag team gauntlet match, and it's like, all right, dude. But again, here we are with Tony Khan. There was a gauntlet match. I can't even tell you when the first one was. People were digging it. People were like, "Oh, okay, this is a cool concept." Seems like there's one damn near every month to month and a half on the show, and it just
oh yeah,
just gets to a point. And again, your competitors that you have coming out here, dude. This is the same
bro.
thing this is the same thing we rag on WWE for when they get to the Royal Rumble and fucking
You're
Angel
seeing
Garza's
Miz,
coming out. I mean,
you're seeing tag team guys. You're seeing the fucking Miz out there. It's like what the fuck. And now you cut to this match. You see Kyle O'Reilly coming out with two conglomeration crowns.
I mean, again, it's like I said, it's the same thing we rag on WWE for. It's like, dude, why are you doing a Rumble match and fucking Angelo Dawkins is coming out? It's like,
Exactly.
what are you doing? And here, 90% of these competitors that came out, I fucking laughed.
Oh yeah.
Not the first two though. The first two, I didn't laugh. I had a different emotion. I cried. It was
Mhm.
Switchblade, Jay White, and it was Adam Hangman Page. I cried
Ugh,
because both of their momentum has been slaughtered. Um,
destroyed.
yeah,
Gone.
these these two opened. The next was Wheeler Yuta. Remember when I said I laughed? And by the way,
This is, this is to face Moxley, by the way. Let's just send Wheeler Yuta out there.
yeah, a guy in the fucking group with John Moxley. Okay, nice. Let yeah, let's do a number one contender gauntlet match to see who faces fucking Uncle Howdy, and let's throw Eric Rowan in there. Nice, nice. But okay, all right, Tony. The next one is a swerve intro. Hangman immediately gets triggered. And then there was like a ha ha bitch.
Oh,
And then it was a ricochet, ricochet, and that fucking auto-tune Chris Smooth voice. And
it was
Ricochet comes out
mhm,
next.
just back to back, just oh, and then that shitty dude. Holy shit, man. I mean, I get the bit, it's swerve high, he's getting on. I don't know, dude. It just doesn't. I just, I can't get into it with Ricochet. I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Yeah, he has completely lost his like early NXT cool factor about him.
Yes. Dude, it's like, I just, I can't get behind him, dude. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Speaking of can't get behind, the next one up was Adam Cole.
Swagless. Shocker.
The next person out to no reaction whatsoever was Daniel Garcia.
TNT champ coming out to our spot to face the world champ.
This dude resigned for this. This is what you believed in AEW for. And then Tony wonders why people aren't loyal to him and tell them where they're going after
What they're
after they leave the company. Then you wonder why people are not loyal to you because you show
they're
no
not loyal
loyalty
to
to
me.
them, but you expect all this loyalty back. What does that sound like? Again, huh? What is that, the sixth fucking time we've said that catchphrase in the past
Today,
51 minutes we've been doing this?
literally, like, dude, it's this man re-signed for because there was plans, or he thought they had plans to use him and
Mm-hmm.
present him, and then he comes back or he re-signs, and they put the TNT title on him, and literally nothing, dude. They've been doing that with the TNT title for years now. It's just the guy that holds it goes and does tag team matches and this match and that match. It's like, bro, what are you doing? This is your OG second title, bro. This is what Cody had. This is what Brody had. This is what you're fucking doing to it? It's insane work.
Lonnie Lonnie says WWE's
Oh,
version of ECW was better than AEW. Hey man,
oh,
I don't know about that, bro. But but
uh,
but hey, bro, that's your opinion, man. That's your opinion. So you got to stand on business, dog. But I don't know about that. WWECW was pretty rough. It's pretty
it
rough,
was
man.
really rough. But I mean, Dynamite is incredibly rough, but I don't even think it's that rough.
Speaking of rough, like I said, man, the TNT champion is in the gauntlet match. Uh, Out next was Powerhouse Hobbs. After Hobbs was Roderick Strong. After Strong might have been the funniest one, Lance Loser is out here next. You expect me
All
to
the momentum,
fucking believe
dude,
Lance fucking Archer
has a
has
chance,
any chance of winning this gauntlet match?
dude.
And if
I
he
mean, I don't
does,
know. Mhm.
any chance of being a world champion?
He'll lose that one. If he were to win this match, he were to lose the world championship match because that's literally why we call him Lance Loser. He's AEW's first main event jobber, the one that would always get the what I don't know. I don't know if it was last Monday I said it or on Friday I said it, but man, I need this statistic of fucking Lance Archer's fucking world title losses, and I also need his world title contender match losses because I need to see those numbers. I'm sure they're crazy.
I'm sure they are. And out last was Jeff Jarrett. I won't even say anything because there's a whole nother segment dedicated to him on this show. I'll say this. As soon as Jeff Jarrett comes down the tunnel, Wheeler Yuta takes him out. Excalibur says, "This was orchestrated by Jon Moxley." Jon Moxley is so fucking scared of Jeff Jarrett, he had Wheeler Yuta take him out and stop him. Oh, go ahead, bro.
We have Hitman, Swerve, Adam Cole, Will Hobbs, all these fucking people in this goddamn match, and the one person you have to take out is Jeff Jarrett.
Oh, what are we doing, man? What are we
Good Lord,
doing?
man.
So, he says this is all orchestrated by Jon Moxley. Powerhouse Hobbs then goes on to win the match. Oh, yes, I forgot to mention. Kyle O'Reilly did come in this match, and he did come out to Conglomeration Trons. I thought he just fucking joined the Undisputed Kingdom.
Exactly, because he did. He joined the Undisputed Kingdom, came out here with Conglomeration Trons, and then in the match did Undisputed Kingdom stuff with Adam Cole and Roderick Strong.
What the what the fuck, man?
Can't make this stuff up.
No.
You can't make it up.
It's this is just Vince McMahon levels of insulting your intelligence, dude.
Yes, dude. Literally, that's number 9.
Powerhouse Hobbs ends up getting the victory. Renee asks him how he feels after the match. He says he's going to make Jon Moxley his bitch. I think Tony Khan has made everybody that is in the wrath of his creative his bitch. Will is walking up the ramp. Jeff Jarrett, who just got attacked not less than 5 minutes prior to this, is standing on the ramp with a fucking towel around his neck, and he's wearing a shirt.
Like he just got through a fucking 90-minute banger, bro was fucking dripping the sweat off with the towel and shit. So you could just let him go?
So, oh my, dude. Okay, so he got attacked by Wheeler Yuta for about a minute and a half. He got done with the attack, and instead of rushing back out there to go try to win the gauntlet match, he put his t-shirt on, he grabbed a towel, and then decided to walk out there and stand there with his fucking hands on his hips.
Okay.
What the hell, man? What is going on, dude? Jeff Jarrett, he walks to the ring and he questions his career. He questions if he can do it. Sir K, 2 nights before this, who was standing in a fucking Monday Night Raw ring questioning if they could win another world title or not?
Maybe the greatest fucking wrestler of all time, John Cena.
Oh!
The legend. And then you have fucking the copycat with Jeff Jarrett, who only has ever been a world champion because he booked himself to be, by the way. And people don't realize that.
Jeff Jarrett, he's done a lot in this business, man, and I respect Jeff Jarrett, but a lot of people are getting behind him as if he was held down for years or something like that, which again, the times he was world champion, he booked himself to be in that spot, or to the help of Vince Russo heavily.
He was literally, he was one of the fucking biggest killers of TNA. Or they just realized they could do it to themselves. Now they do that fucking bi-weekly, but he was one of the fucking first ones to fuck that place up.
Jeff Jarrett questions if he can get to the top of the mountain for the 13th time. MJF's music hits. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this gets worse. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, you're kidding. You're kidding, Tony. You're fucking kidding. MJF introduces himself to Jeff Jarrett. He says the world title scene is a lot of work right now. He says he exposes Jeff Jarrett is only under contract for 1 year. He didn't sign a multi-year deal, and he's only got 1 year left to prove that he's still got it. And it's not by choice, it's because 1 year is all he has left to give to professional wrestling. He
Who else
says
has 1 year left to give?
yeah. He says he can help him get it. All you have to do is give me a world title shot when you get the title. You know, Tony, the further your pen goes down the fucking piece of notebook paper, the closer I am to shutting this television off. I'm getting to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm getting to the point, dude. I'm getting to the fucking
So
point.
bad.
Dude. MJF, okay? This fucking guy, MJF, was in the main event scene. He's been in the main event scene his whole entire time in AEW. Damn near, right?
Yeah, literally.
Now, you have the audacity to trot this dude out there, the best AEW world champion of all time, mind you, and you trot this dude out there to say that the main event scene is a lot of work right now? It's hard work right now?
Well, the world champ with his group and the story you're telling with them is at its all-time worst right now. You have him go out there and say, it's too hard. It's too hard.
You mean to fucking tell me this guy was there when Moxley was in his prime, okay,
Exactly.
with the Blackpool guys, and then with the early perpetrator of violence, John Moxley, right? Or purveyor of violence, whatever. That, early AEW hardcore match, John Moxley. Kenny Omega, okay, he was in the main event scene while Adam Cole was new to AEW, Bryan Danielson, Adam Page, CM Punk. You were in the main event scene while all those guys were around that upper echelon of AEW. Now you're out here trying to get Jeff fucking Jarrett to win the world title so you can easily take it from him? Meanwhile, after World's End, and this is why I didn't even give this promo a chance. After World's End, everybody was like, man, MJF cut a banger promo. You remember the one where he was sitting on the ground and he was yelling about how he's going to get the Triple B back, and this is his year, he's going to get the Triple B back. And I was like, we'll see what they do with him. His creative shit. Why would I have any eye towards the future with MJF? His creative is shit. So there's a promo of him sitting on the ground yelling about how he's going to get the world title back, and I'm supposed to be excited about this. This is why I didn't get excited. Because your creative for the guy is shot. Your creative for him is non-existent. It's shot. It's dead.
You had this man go out there and tell what a 50-year-old man, however old fucking Jeff Jarrett is, that he has to go win the world title because he can't. It's too hard for him. He's got to send a 50-year-old to do it. Are you kidding me? The supposed biggest, most up and coming young guy in the business there is has to send a 50-year-old to do his job for him. That's who I'm supposed to get behind.
What the fuck, dude? What the actual fuck, man? I mean, You gotta be joking me right now. And again, this is exactly why I don't get excited about anything for this company. Because we asked for months, God, please end this fucking Adam Cole feud. This fucking Adam Cole feud sucks. You can look up and down mine, Sir K's, NHP clips, or any TikToks or YouTube shorts. I guarantee you could find a hot couple YouTube short clips about how much we did not like Adam Cole and MJF and the storyline and how they fucking ruined it. It was basically a weekly basis. We talked about how they ruined it. It finally gets over with. Adam Cole is now doing nothing, and you trot MJF out there to say the world title scene is too hard right now. The same fucking guy that was world champion and faced a bunch of legit dudes, and the same guy that was in the main event upper echelon with all these other top fucking dogs when AEW was actually good. Now it's too hard. Are you trying to kill this man's career or what?
Oh, they have to be, because this man was fucking toe to toe, no fucking not backing down against CM Punk. But you're having him say it's too hard and sending Jeff Jarrett out to do his work for him. That's what you're doing. Good Lord.
Back to my original point. You have this fucking guy sitting on the ground yelling about how he's going to get the Triple B back by any means necessary. Couple short weeks later, 2 weeks to be exact later, he's out here saying the main event scene is too hard and it's a lot of work right now. I guess you don't want the fucking world title back that fucking bad then.
Yeah, just go film your movies and just get the Tony Khan checks at that point. Just don't even come back. Just don't. It's pointless. I don't know why you did in the first place.
The fucking fact that fucking Tony Khan
Paid the bag.
he paid the fucking bag to sit here and write this shit for him.
It's just
I don't.
He's a kid.
I don't
He's
know.
A kid with his toys.
God, I don't know. I don't know why MJF fucking re-signed here, man.
I really well.
Yeah, he's mega talented, man, and I love MJF, but this guy is fucking unrecognizable, bro. This is not my MJF.
No, this is a lazy, cheap way of doing business, man. That's all this is.
This is fucking ridiculous, man, is what this is. Jeff Jarrett says you learn a lot more from your failures than you do your successes. And Max, you're a one-hit wonder. Because he knows the road that Jeff Jarrett says he knows the road you have to go down. And he's been at rock bottom. And he knows how to climb the mountain. And he's going to do it once again. And he walks away as MJF looks pissed that the 50-year-old man won't get the world title so he can easily win it off of him. Meanwhile, this fucking guy beat Jon Moxley for the title. And Jon Moxley's the current champion. But it's too hard for him right now.
It's too hard, man. It's too hard.
The same guy you beat to win the title is the champion right now. And you're saying it's too hard and it's a lot of work. Career suicide is what Tony Khan is putting MJF on right now.
Oh, 100%. I hope the money's worth it for MJF, and I hope he goes on to Hollywood, because if his whole contract is whatever, how long it is, like 3 years, I'm guessing, is going to be this, boy, he needs Hollywood at that point, because ain't no fucking staying in wrestling at that point.
If I'm MJF and I have 5 years or 3 years to look down, I am, without a doubt, booking as much movies for myself as I possibly can, because this is they killed him. They fucking killed him.
This is murder. This is genuine murder.
They replay 2 weeks after the fact. They replay Darby Allin getting written off of television. It would have been nice if Darby. It would have been very nice if Darby Allin got written off of television on a show that means something, not written off of television with the television show that he was actually on. That was actually on the last episode of Rampage, so he got written off of television with the television show. And
Literally.
he, that being Darby Allin, is now gone probably until closer to All In. And by that point, if Jon Moxley still has the championship, Lord fucking help us all, because
Lord help us review it.
yes, Tony Khan better be crossing his fucking fingers that we're still covering his shit product, because
exactly. If Tony Khan, what he does is usually he sticks to his plan. I mean, the fan outcry this time is really bad, so there's a chance that he pivots, but if he doesn't, boy, oh boy, is this about to be a fucking rough 2025.
Yeah. They kick Darby Allin down the stairs,
Please do that to me.
and fucking Excalibur says Darby Allin has fallen off the map.
He's fallen off the map. Okay. Yeah, he's the fucking. He's a fucking missing bowling flight. He's fallen off the map.
You know, I
Yeah.
can always count on good old Excalibur to give me a laugh. If there's one thing about Excalibur, I can always count on him to give me a laugh. He's fallen off the map.
I didn't know he was fucking Amelia Earhart. Thanks for that, Excalibur. Thank you for that. He's fallen off the map.
Thank
so
you.
Fucking Dynamite.
Yeah, thank you truly for your expertise commentary, Excalibur. Thank you.
Fallen off the map.
Darby Allin has fallen off the map.
He's dead. He's fucking dead.
What the fuck, dude?
Might as well just say he died.
Cope. We have a promo from Cope. Cope says, Cope comes out here and he says that the Death Riders have done a lot here in AEW. They have taken out Bryan Danielson. But where you messed up is where you attacked my friends, FTR.
He literally said, yeah, you guys fucking choked the life out of Bryan Danielson. But what you guys really did, which was fucked up, was you attacked my boys, my friends. You almost killed a man. Well, a fan favorite, a legend, a goat. That's alright. That's cool. He's better than me, so I'm kind of jealous here. So I'm glad you took him out. But you beat up FTR, my friends. No. That's where you bro. What?
That's where they messed up. Not in storyline, breaking Bryan Danielson's neck, putting him into early retirement. That, that wasn't where they went wrong at all. It was when they put bags over FTR's head and they laid him out in the fucking cold, which doesn't even seem all that bad, because according to Dax, he didn't even have revenge on the mind. He was fucking thinking about retirement out there. He was laying on the ground and he was man, what does life look like after wrestling?
Just damn, you think go be like a lot guy at Walmart or something?
Yeah,
I need to.
What
I need it for the best.
what
I don't know. You don't get me here.
Am I gonna work at Starbucks? I think they have health insurance.
I'm definitely gonna need that.
Man,
Tony Khan doesn't.
Yeah, man, fuck. What am I gonna do? Maybe, man. Do I still have Sting's number? Maybe I'll get into real estate.
maybe a career ride is real estate, man. Maybe I could call Punk.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe.
maybe we can make FT Sting. They got career right his real estate company. Huh.
I'll call. Maybe I could go back and we could do, um, rated RKO or not rated FTRKO again. Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know yet.
FT
Maybe maybe
Revival.
maybe you could do it with Cody, man. Nightmare FTR or
FT
FTR
Nightmare.
Nightmare.
FT Armare.
Like,
It doesn't matter to
he,
Dax, okay? It doesn't matter to Dax as much as it matters to Cope, again, because Dax was thinking about early retirement outside after the Death Riders whooped his ass. Cash was thinking about revenge. I think we all know where he was putting the hollow tips, but he Cash was thinking about revenge, and Dax was laying right next to him thinking about early retirement. But again, anyways, Cope says, you guys attacked Bryan Danielson, but you went wrong when you attacked FTR. He questions what Jon Moxley can do to him that hasn't been done before. He says, you're talking about a guy who broke his neck in a match against Eddie Guerrero. And guess what I did? I wrestled another 20 minutes and won the match. You're talking about a guy who broke his leg against Malachi Black. And what did I do? I wrestled another 20 minutes and I won the match. So I ask you, Jon Moxley, what are you going to do to me that hasn't already been done?
what are you gonna do to me? You know how many times I beat semi-spooky guys when I shouldn't have? I'm the burial machine. Like, bro, first of all, you landed on your feet. You didn't get your legs broken. Don't word it like that. Don't word it like it was some fucking horrific accident. You jumped off a cage feet first like a dumbass, and then you're trying to be all badass. You're not. You're so lame, dude. I'm sorry.
Come on, dude. He's going to fucking block me on Twitter now. What the fuck?
I'm sorry, man. Um,
Dude,
cool.
no, man, he got his leg broken, dude. It's not like it's not like he fucking jumped off the fucking cage feet first, like a complete fucking goofball. He got his leg broken.
Got his leg broken.
The
That's a good way to word it.
the Death Riders come out, and you know, I don't I don't know why they didn't just keep that nice chord in the opening to their
Mm.
theme song. I don't know why they added those fucking wannabe spooky ass like drum sounds. Duh, duh, and then it goes into the wow, because that fucking chord is hard, bro. That's a nice
Yeah,
open. But now
it
there's
is.
this wah, wah, which is fucking what happens with their creative when they come out. It's a womp womp.
It's fucking every dynamite, dude. It's the
But
fucking that whale horn sound.
yeah, I don't know why they didn't just keep. I mean, their song is badass as fuck. I love that song,
Oh
and
yeah.
the chord is just immaculate in the open to that. Why they moved away from that, I don't know, because it really kills the crowd, dude. It's like people hear that and it's just like there's just no sound. There's no sound,
No,
which at least if you do hear that classic, that classic just little riff, it at least garnered some excitement. But yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't like that at all.
no, it's an unnecessary change that just it's doing too much, man. Happens a lot with music and wrestling these days. They just do a little
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. 1000%, dude. Um um so the Death Riders come out, and as soon as they're jumping over the barricade, FTR comes from behind and attack them, and a brawl with the Blackpool or Death Riders and Rated R FTR is happening, and Rated FTR end up getting their asses whipped. They get the bag out and they go to suffocate Copeland. And we get a save from Powerhouse Hobbs. Yeah, that was that.
That was that, man.
I mean, it was a fine promo from Adam Copeland. I thought the dialogue was weak. I thought his delivery was great. I thought he had great delivery in it, but the dialogue was just absolutely weak to me.
That's the thing, man. I want to. At the end of the day, old man fucking Edge has all the potential in the world. He has the cadence. He has the look. I do like the look that he came back with like the big ass beard. I fuck with it a lot, dude. But like,
Yeah.
why does he just be so lame and weird with it, dude? Like, just be a simple, tough old man. That's all you gotta be. But then you gotta be weird about it. I don't know. I feel like if he simpled himself, in the promo delivery and just the overall character, he'd be a lot fucking more likable in his current fucking run. Because it has the potential, but he's just too weird and too experimental, where most of the time the experiment doesn't work. Like Cope.
Yes. Harley, Cameron, and Mariah May is set up for Collision. And Chris Statlander defeated Tony Storm and Willow Nightingale with a tombstone on Tony Storm to get the #1 spot in the women's casino gauntlet next week. Yeah, that was that. Any thoughts on those?
No.
Okay. Question for you, bro. Did you see that Adam Page promo on Collision?
Dude, that man.
Dude,
I love Adam. And that man is just.
he's a gem.
He is, dude. He's so phenomenal at what he does, man. He's truly their main character.
Yeah. Yeah, he absolutely is. Um the, man. Adam Page cut a promo on Collision talking about his past year as a performer and how he looked at himself as a man and whatnot, and basically took you through in about 3 minutes or so why the deranged cowboy character came to be. It was fucking phenomenal, and it really irks me that Tony Khan coming out of All Out, coming out of All Out AEW was so exciting, man. They really, that was the brightest they've looked coming out of a pay-per-view all fucking year, man. Brian was now set up for a feud against the fucking new Death Riders who turned on him and suffocated his ass, bro. And fucking Adam Page looked like the most deranged, sadistic motherfucker on the planet.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at everything coming out of All Out now, dude, you drop and then also coming out of the show was Statlander as a heel. She beat Willow Nightingale. Things were looking up for her. Things were looking good. Everything, literally everything coming out of that show fucked, man. They fucked it.
It's all fucked. They literally fucked everything up for themselves, dude. Death Rider story fucked it up. Adam Page fucked it up. It's so sad just because it was, like you said, dude, it was so exciting coming out of that show because they had a great show and you were excited about this and that and this and that, and then they fucked up every single one of those things without fail.
Yeah. So we get to the main event finally. And Kenny Omega, he comes back. Listen, I know, and look, I'm not trying to piss off any Final Fantasy fans. That new theme song was not it, bro.
The whole thing is just like a build up. The whole song is like feels like a build up to a moment, or like the start of the theme song, but it's literally the whole thing. It doesn't. It's not a theme song. I'm sorry.
I thought that something from the fucking Lion King soundtrack was playing. I was like, "What has fucking Simba come home?" I'm like, "What? What?"
Like,
I was like, "What? What is going on? Why they took Battle Cry away? Battle Cry gave a big fight feel. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great theme song. Gone. So
for
I'm
no
sure
reason.
I'm sure it was Kenny's decision. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
people, that means I still I can't like it. I could still have my own opinion about it. Being that
Just because
it
the wrestler doesn't make it good.
yeah. That's what they love to jump to, bro.
Well,
Well,
it was
well,
their idea.
it was Kenny's idea. I don't give a shit whose fucking idea it was.
No,
But
tell him no. It's ass.
Kenny Omega is back, and this man, upon arrival, looked like this dude just trotted out there, bro. Uh,
Oh yeah.
he looked like he looked. Uh, how can I put this? Um, he looked like this was just another date on the calendar. He did not give me the look that he did not give me the look that he's been waiting for January the 8th. He looked like January the 8th. He had to unfortunately get his ass on a plane and get his ass to wherever the hell they were tonight. Yeah,
Oh,
he did not really look too. I don't know. He just looked kind of like eh.
I didn't want to be there, dude. And I mean, I don't blame him because I don't want to fucking be there watching. But like, dude, it looks like this isn't the AEW he wanted to come back to. That's what I feel
Okay.
like in the world.
Yeah, yeah, I could get down with that. I can absolutely
Hmm.
get down with that because I could see that. I mean, it wouldn't be the fucking AEW I wanted to come back to either. So I'll say that. But
Him coming out at Wrestle Dynasty, there was the fire that felt like Kenny Omega coming out there
yeah, he
at
looked
that show,
badass.
and then it did. It looked incredible. He looked excited. He was feeling himself. And then you cut to Dynamite, and he looks like he doesn't want to be there. And I don't think it's a oh it's a this. I think it's a Dynamite thing. I think it's an AEW thing that does it. It's not appealing to be there anymore.
So Omega was one of the guys initially that went on interview and said, AEW doesn't need me right now. And I said a couple weeks ago on the news, what I think Kenny Omega means by that is Tony Khan's running shit how he wants to run shit. He doesn't value his executive vice presidents that grandfathered the
No,
company. And I don't think he cares about their input professionally anymore.
no,
I don't think he cares about their input, and I don't think Omega nor the Bucks feel valued. And
no.
then fast forward, look at how bro did their friend Ray Phoenix.
Yeah.
You think AEW, you think that the elite guys would be fine with that? I know a lot of people like to paint them as the bad guys, but I'm not because
Solid. People. Like,
because of what Kenny Omega is because what Kenny Omega said, I think he basically gave you guys the answer without saying the answer. Is again, he said, I don't think AEW needs me. I think he's trying to throw out there what a lot of wrestling fans cannot do to save their life, and that is to read between the lines. And what I
mhm.
mean by that is I don't think he means the fans don't want him back because clearly the fans do want him back. Everybody's stoked that Omega's
Yeah.
back. What I think Omega means is he is not valued professionally as an executive vice president, and he's simply going out there and doing what Tony Khan wants him to do because Tony doesn't take ideas, and you can't blame the talent for that. And
No.
and I think Omega feels not valued professionally as an EVP, and like you said, this isn't the AEW he wanted to come back to. I think he wanted to come back to his AEW, the Elite's AEW, where there was fire behind things and there things made sense and
Excitement,
whatnot and
story.
stories and all this stuff. And what he's coming back to is I'm gonna steal Sir K's phrase, a creative wasteland. So
Oh, it is massive fucking creative wasteland, man. And I mean, I definitely think that is the case. I think that's what that phrase means. It's not that, you guys, the fans don't want me, not that like weekly television doesn't need me. It's a dig. It's yeah, they don't need me. It's what you say. It's what you say when work's being assholes and they don't treat you right. So yeah, they don't need me. It's one of those things, and I think that's the vibe I got from it. Same as you. I mean, I've said that about the unfun job. How many fucking times, they
Yeah.
fucking need me, It's one of those things, you don't feel valued. That's one of the things you say, man, they don't fucking need me. Because you gotta let them learn that lesson, because, boy, do they fucking need you.
Yeah. Kenny tries not to get emotional. He explains his diverticulitis. He says he lost 2 feet of intestines and he could have been dead. He says it's been a roller coaster and he wasn't sure if he would ever return to a regular life, let alone wrestling. He says there was a moment where he felt giving up would be the safest option. And once he considered that, he considered if he even had a purpose to begin with. A few days ago, I found that purpose, and that was in Tokyo, Japan. And he realized if he's not in this ring every week, giving it his all, then he's just not living. This new Kenny Omega is not concerned about money or power or revenge. This Kenny Omega is out to prove that I can. And then we hear the theme song for Don Callis.
You have a goated Kenny Omega back in the fold. He's back, dude. It's not, oh, I might be back in it. He's literally already back. And what you have for him to start him off in his return is the Don Callis family.
My question is, why was there no mention of the Elite?
Literally.
And, dude, you just faced off with Okada at World's End. You're really going to drag that out 6 months? And if there was proper teases and a proper story to it, okay.
Oh yeah.
I guarantee you in the next 6 months there's going to be nothing until about a month to 3 weeks away from the pay-per-view.
No mention of each other on completely opposite sides of the fucking world in AEW. And then a month before the show, they just start the feud up. Just fucking hit the graphic up. Fucking segment between those two. It's what happens. If Tony Khan don't got the skill to book the Death Rider story from now until fucking All In, do you think he's got the skill to book Kenny Omega before, the Okada stuff starts when they finally want to do it? No, he does not have the skill or patience or attention span or, again, skill to do that.
Callis says, "Look who's back." Omega gets out of the ring, he chases down Don Callis, and he starts beating his ass. The Murder Machine, Cage and Lance Archer, attack Omega, and Kyle Fletcher joins. Will Ospreay comes out to save Kenny Omega, and we get a stare down between Omega and Will Ospreay as Ian Riccaboni says, Kenny is not out for revenge. He's out for vengeance. Aren't they like the same fucking thing?
It's literally.
What? I mean, what?
I've watched the Batman fucking endless times. I know what vengeance means. It's kind of the whole thing of the fucking movie. Oh man.
What?
He's not here for revenge. He's here for vengeance. It's the. He's not here for justice. He just wants to bring justice to the situation. That's literally what you said.
All right.
Come on, bro. Listen, again, that's why I think the biggest problem with commentary, well, it is like, fucking Tony Schiavone and fucking Excalibur, but I also think it's Tony Khan not shutting the fuck up in their ear. I'm sure that's what Tony Khan was saying in his ear. So he's not back for vengeance. He's back for and it just fucked him up, and that's why he said that. I will fucking stamp my name to that theory that is why AEW commentary is so bad. It's because they have Tony Khan rambling in their goddamn ear.
Could be the case, bro. Could very well be the case.
Because that's just what I say. That's just the vibe I get from Tony Khan and having to work live under him is just rambling. And oh man, that just sounds like hell. Maybe we could hear him asking for water during the fucking when he's in your ear during the promo package of the match, man. But it's just rambling during the shit, and it's just like, bro, please stop.
Bro, Omega for Grand Slam. So next week, Kenny Omega's return match is against Brian Cage.
His first match back, Brian Cage.
Yeah, his first match back is going to be against Brian Cage, and where are we headed here for Grand Slam? I mean, is Ospreay? Ospreay earlier in the night told Buddy Matthews he would have his back. Now he's out here having Omega's back. Is he just does he have everybody's fucking back? But
He's the superhero of AEW.
Are we getting Omega versus Fletcher? Are we getting Omega and Ospreay in a tag team match? Are we getting Omega and Ospreay versus Takeshita and Fletcher? I don't. This is just so out of the fucking blue. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know what we get here, and I sure as hell don't know how high my interest levels for it are going to be. But this is what they have for Kenny Omega. So the Elite, you had the Elite take out Omega. And no mention of them, no mention of anything about them. Even though he was face to face with Okada 2 weeks ago, nor are any of them on television anymore. And he's just back to doing an old feud, nothing fresh. Again, nothing fresh, just another feud with the Don Callis family, the same Don Callis family that he was feuding with, not too long ago. So
it makes no sense, dude. You literally fucking made his fucking medical stint longer for that little thing you had to pull with him getting beat up by the Elite, just to never fucking use it when he comes back. Oh man.
This is what they have for Kenny Omega. I wish him the best, and however long his contract is, I wish him the best, because at this point, I think Kenny would be happy. I mean, clearly you could tell he's clearly happier in Japan. Either that, maybe he wants to do it, maybe he wants to stay in North America, maybe he wants to do WWE. But again, maybe home is where the heart is, and we all know Kenny Omega's home is Japan. So maybe he wants to go back there. I wish Kenny the best, because this is ridiculous, man. I mean, this company's a fucking joke, dude.
It is, dude. It's so bad with the consistency, the future of fucking 2025. It's really not fucking looking good. It's really not. The TV is just horrible. There's no general direction for anything. It's just in the worst state. I think it fucking some television has ever been in. It's really fucking bad, dude.
Yeah. And that was AEW Dynamite. That was AEW Dynamite, man, and it was horrendous. And again, there was a bunch of fucking logic gaps, but what are you gonna do, bro? This guy is not listening to anybody, and it damn near has no hope. But
No.
speaking of the opposite of horrendous and having no hope, W Energy. W Energy is an energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics, formulated for anybody trying to improve focus, without getting the jitters, man. W Energy is a clean formula, sugar-free, 0 calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings, with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W Energy products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% on your next W purchase, man. Thank you to W. Shout out to them as always. If you're looking for something to keep you awake during awful creative decision after awful creative decision on AEW Dynamite, look no further than W Energy, man. Shout out W.
Exactly. If you want to stay awake through the journey of hell that is AEW Dynamite, um, get yourselves W, guys. It truly is, truly will keep you awake.
Lonnie, my man, he says, do y'all play WWE 2K24? Man, it's a
Haven't
great
in a
question.
while.
I have not in a while, though.
Mm.
I remember hearing about CM Punk being back in WWE games, and a lot of people were excited about it. I never got the chance to either buy the DLC or play it since he came out. So, yeah,
Oh,
that
he's thinking, we'll see.
yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. No. Wrestling games are they're at an interesting point right now, man. I think I think 2K needs to sell the rights. I mean 2K, I don't know, man. They absolutely butchered the basketball game too. A lot of people a lot of YouTubers I've known and watched for a very long time are done playing 2K. So NBA 2K, that is, because it's so bad, and it's just a state that 2K is in, man. They got to the, I mean, they are the pinnacle for sports games, and they got lazy with it, bro. They got lazy. I think the games are incredibly boring. Every time they say they're going to give us something, they give it to us and they completely half-ass it. And it's just bad. So yeah, no 2K for me, bro. No 2K for me, which sucks because sometimes I do get the itch to play a wrestling game. Thankfully, though, whenever I do that, I just fire up my Xbox 360 or my PS4 and play some 2K18, 2K16, 2K19 was fucking awesome,
Yeah,
and
I don't know if I favorite.
yeah, either that or um I'll fire up my Xbox 360, play some WWE All Stars, play SVR 2010. Um, yeah, it's one of those
Definitely, man.
older games. So
Oh, 100%, man. And I'm scared, dude, because I saw rumors. I don't know how true they are, but I saw rumors that 2K25, the WWE one, is gonna have like the world, explorable world that fucking the NBA games have, and that just sounds terrifying because that's what they say is like the big killer for the fucking NBA ones, man. So I hope that shit's not true. But I saw that literally today that is something that the new 2K might have.
so I
It's like the
liked
hmm
in NBA, I liked the open world when it was just like, you can walk around and like buy clothes for your player and stuff and buy
yeah.
gear. I like that. Nowadays, I hear there's like go-kart racing in it and like a bunch of stupid shit. So I don't know. I don't know what they got
Or
going on over
just
there.
just make the game you have, dude. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah. I haven't bought an NBA 2K since maybe 2022.
Mm.
So I don't know. I usually only play for my team anyways, and the nail was in the coffin when they took away the my team auction house. I mean, how are you gonna fucking take away the auction house, dude? I mean, that's such a staple. Um, I understand you're trying to get people to not go to MT websites, but I mean, that's just so fucking bogus, dude. I mean, the whole point of having your my team was, you know, buying cards, putting badges on them, flipping it for a little more, or buying cards and or pulling cards and then being able to sell them. And that was one of my favorite parts about, my team. And yeah, but yeah, I don't know. They fucked it up, man. They fucked it up. But
Hmm.
yeah,
It
I don't
really
know.
did.
But no, I do not. Haven't played 2K24 in a minute. So SmackDown. Not much. Not much on SmackDown. Honestly, bro, the only thing worthy of note here, there was a very funny LA Knight and Jacob Fatu segment where Jacob Fatu told the dude, told one of the security guards, you better think about your life right now. And LA Knight swarmed in, fucking hit Jacob Fatu out the door and said he wasn't using his inside voice, so I put his ass outside. And I thought that was hilarious. And Jacob Fatu, although he was saying I love you solo during the match, during his little backstage promo before the match, which was a fantastic promo, by the way.
Amazing.
He said, Big Jim, your bloodline put you on the front line to deadline. And then he told Cody Rhodes, this ain't Elm Street because his nightmare is here.
I'm gonna wake his ass up because it ain't Elm Street. Fire.
Yeah, this guy is mine, yours, the fan vote, and Sir K's future star of 2025 for a reason, because holy fuck, this guy is this guy's a megastar, man.
They better have that NASA rocket on fucking speed dial because that shit, it's already needed, man. That man is too fucking good.
Yes, he is, bro. So he did not say I love you solo during his banger ass pre-match promo. And yeah, that was that was basically everything from SmackDown. I think Paul Heyman declared Roman Reigns for the Royal Rumble. It's a show that, like I said, needs the use of this transfer window or something. They need something on that show, man. And it desperately needs something, dude. So I'm hopeful that, we get I'm hopeful that something big happens for SmackDown in the transfer window. So yeah.
I really hope so, dude. I really hope tonight they at least we know they got at least one more set of people, but
Yeah.
I hope it continues, man. Oh, man.
So, that was everything for SmackDown, though, bro. That was everything for SmackDown. So, moving on to Monday Night Raw. The second episode live on Netflix here for Monday Night Raw. From San Jose, California. San Jose, I gotta give it up to them, bro. They were a fucking hot crowd all night. Please head back to San Jose more.
They're a good location and a crazy ass great fucking crowd.
All night. And I know a lot of people were talking about the stuff with Pentagon, but dude, literally, not even just that, bro. All night, they were just, yes, they were a hot fucking crowd. So, the show opens up with somebody driving in, and that man was CM Punk. He comes out to the ring. He said he baby faces it up. He thanks people for the first episode on Netflix, and he's doing his great to be alive on Monday in San Jose thing. He talks about how one of his dreams is to win the Royal Rumble. He says last year, before he left the company for 10 years, he came back and his tricep decided to take another vacation. And all of his dreams that so many people couldn't see, he says his tricep decided to take a vacation, and for the first time he could not see his own dreams that so many other people couldn't see for a very long time. Obviously, I felt another jab at the Vince administration there, and how they didn't see anything in Mr. Phil. But he says, and for the first time, he himself couldn't see them, as he does the little John Cena "you can't see me" pose. He says, that brings me to John Cena. He says he always has, and oh, wait, no, my bad. I was reading the wrong line. He says he declares for the Royal Rumble match, and he's declaring for the Royal Rumble match, and he is declaring that he is going to beat all 29 men and throw all of their asses over the top rope, whether he could see them or not. And we are going to hear Cult of Personality at the end of the Royal Rumble match. He tells production to play his song. Production did not listen. They played Seth Rollins' song. He comes out, takes his glasses off, and he has a little bit of a black eye. He says, win, lose, or draw. He told Punk he would be standing here next Monday, and he is the next Monday after their match, which was tonight, and he is a man of his word, because if he didn't show up when times got hard, he would be like CM Punk. Punk says, but I'd still be the winner, right? Seth said, I would rather be the worst version of myself than any version of you. He says he's lost a lot of big matches. Last week was the worst of his career. He's never been more disappointed in himself. And on the biggest stage of his life, and the only way to see revenge is to take Punk's WrestleMania dreams and flush them down the toilet. He tells him he's not going to win the Royal Rumble. He tells Punk he's not going to win the Royal Rumble because I am going to win the Royal Rumble. Punk starts beating himself on the head with the microphone. He says he's going to take great pride in dumping CM Punk over the top rope. Punk says he sees a guy who can't. Punk says all he sees is a guy who can't pin him, so he's going to take the high road and dump me over the top rope. Drew McIntyre then comes out. Punk's really irritated now. Drew comes out and he says, just when I think you can't get any worse, you decide to outdo yourself. CM Punk says, the last time I seen you, you were crying on your knees, begging me to stop while bleeding all over my mat. And the next time, it's going to take more than 15 staples. Or the next time I'm going to inflict more damage than 15 staples. Drew says, I know you think the world revolves around you, Phil, but I was actually talking to Seth. Seth says, well then his invitation becomes mine, and you can come down here and I'll stomp your big head into the mat. Drew says, you guys are so alike. The thing about Punk is the only one who actually admits he's a piece of crap. Drew says, Seth acts like a big leader, but where was he during Tribal Combat last week? Because Drew was neutralizing Jey Uso, so he could not get involved because he was too worried about his match with me. And then you went out and lost your own match. He then calls Rollins pathetic. Seth says Seth tells Drew he has no more patience. Punk says, you don't have any more patience. He cuts Rollins off. He says, I don't have any more patience either. And if one of you want to come down here and swing, I'll be right here. Rollins and Punk look like they're about to go at it. Drew says, you guys want to throw hands in San Jose? He starts to walk down to the ring. He then says, no. Why would I ever do that? Have you both not listened to a word that I've said? There's a bigger problem going on right now. Roman Reigns is playing chess and all you idiots are playing checkers. He says he's going to stand up for the locker room because Roman Reigns has his falafel back. And he needs to get his hands on on a championship before Roman does. And if there was only a match, oh wait, there is. I'll see you both in the Royal Rumble.
Hey,
Roman Reigns has got his falafel back.
he did get his falafel back.
I'll say this.
But,
the last time these three were all in a segment, at least,
Yep.
maybe not the last time, but another banger segment every time these three are in a segment together. Do you remember the one from the Chicago Raw back last year in March? Fuck, man. Every time these three are together, you just know it's going to be fucking incredible.
You do. You really do, man. And Royal Rumble, that shit is stacking up very fast, dude. Roman, Seth, Punk, Drew, name after name, dude. I swear to God, Triple H, you cannot fuck this one up for the love of God. You cannot do it. You can't. There's no way.
I certainly hope not, man. But during the beginning of the show, they were giving us slower drone shots, which I thought was
I
nice.
liked it. Yeah, I like the use of the drones. I thought the use of the drones tonight were way better than they were last week, and I actually liked a lot of the elements they did with them.
Yeah, I mean they're still recording in 144p, but nonetheless, they were slower and more digestible this week. But
Exactly.
nonetheless, we got three guys here tonight declaring for the Royal Rumble. That's five. That's Drew McIntyre, John Cena, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns declared for the Royal Rumble. This needs to be a huge Royal Rumble, and like Sir K said, there's absolutely no way you fuck this one up this year, and if you do, I will be very shocked, but I'm telling you, bro, you have huge fucking names in the Royal Rumble this year. Some people are even speculating The Rock maybe is in the Royal Rumble to, I guess, reveal that he was tricking Cody or whatever. I don't know. At this point, we'll have to see. I can't say at this point, man. I really can't. But judging off everything that's been happening, I don't even think the fucking Rock knows exactly what he's doing right now. I feel like maybe he has an idea, but I don't even think anything's for certain right now. So I'm gonna wait on it. And see where we go. But again, even if the Rock is not there, I think we're still set for a huge fucking WrestleMania card that looks incredible. So,
I think we are.
regardless, yeah, three huge names added to the already huge names that are all-time greats of professional wrestling and John Cena and Roman Reigns. So, yeah, I mean, your first five competitors you have for the Royal Rumble, like I said, are ginormous, bro. So we're off to a good start.
We're off to a very good start. I like the dynamics between these three. I like what Drew, where his mental state is at, where he recognizes Roman, he's getting everything he wanted and he hasn't changed yet. That's a problem. I like that he's like the main person recognizing that. And I like what they're doing with everybody. I like how they're tying multiple storylines into each other, man. Look at that.
Absolutely. So I thought this was a great first opening segment, and yeah, I thought they did a good job.
I thought they did a really great job.
Speaking of doing a really great job, the
Hey,
second part of the show, we get the entrance of Chad Gable. And as soon as Gable came out, San Jose was so hot for this, the crowd popped because everybody knew it was time. I wish they were popping for Chad Gable, but everybody knew it was time. And San Jose was a perfect crowd to debut Pentagon. They have a love for luchadors, bro. Did you see how many fucking people had the Penta signs or were wearing luchador or Pentagon masks?
Literally, I'm sure. I mean, we all saw that they fucking WWE shop
Yeah.
posted it this fucking afternoon. I'm sure they were all on those merch stands. It was just like crazy. Were the mask, um, and I'm sure
Some
fucking
people
they
even
were.
had custom ones.
People already had custom ones, dude. I remember, um, I was like, nah, I don't know what I was gonna fucking say. Um, no, dude, they did. It was crazy. It's great work, dude. I mean, this man is probably gonna be able to buy fucking 5 new cars off this merch, off the merch alone already. So, fucking, they did what Tony Khan has that he never was able to do. Make money. Already making money off of the guy. Merch, mask already. And I saw people were complaining about the mask price at $75. I was actually shocked. It wasn't like 125, if I'm being honest. That's
Um,
fully what I expected that max price to be was like 100 at least, if not like 120.
Very true. Very true. It also it comes with a mask, but it also comes with like a face cover, which looks
Yeah,
badass as fuck. So I could see that. And two, I know nobody's talking about this, but the Wyatt Six got all their masks up today too. So
really.
so
I didn't see that.
yes, those masks are all $50. Those masks are all 50. I believe they're priced at $49.99. But the Wyatt Six, WWE put all of their masks up. So we got the pig mask, the Dexter, Mercy, the Rabbit, Abby, and then the Uncle Howdy mask are all up online
Oh,
as
those
well.
are nice.
Yeah. So, um, and they minor complaint. Um, but it's obviously going to end with me commending WWE here because earlier this morning at about 10 a.m. I load up Instagram and I see a post from WWE shop PENTA, and he's got his shirt on, and I see the shirt, which is badass as fuck. He's got two shirts, they're badass as hell. And then he's got this mask, and it's a red, black, and white pentagon mask with like a samurai looking mask cover
Ninja
for
style.
his mouth.
Oh, dude,
And
it was so sick.
I'm sitting there like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. Which we've all known Pentagon to have great masks, but what the fuck? Cole said it when he came out. It was the worst kept secret ever. We all knew it was Penta, but
Yeah,
like, you got
this
Chad
man.
Gable doing this whole social media campaign of who's it gonna be, and then you do that. I mean, wait,
Like, way to just spoil it. Again,
yeah,
we knew it, but just because we know it don't mean you just spoil it anyway. That's just, I don't know. I thought, although when the debut happened finally tonight, it was phenomenal. It was great. It was everything it should have been and more. But the build up to it was just really fucking sloppy.
yeah. I mean, it's like you couldn't have like I had texted in our group chat like, dude, you couldn't have waited an hour or so to or not a couple hours. I mean, until literally as not even as soon as he won the fucking match, dude. As soon as this dude walked out of the curtain, you could have put it up then. But
Even when Gable was coming out, you could have put it up then because most of the audience in the crowd isn't on their phones on WWE Shop at all
yeah,
times on Instagram. That would have been, and the few that would have fucking seen it would have been telling other people in the crowd, and they would have got even more hype for that moment. The pop would even been that's I mean, why he's just dropping it like that, bro?
but in saying that, I think the reason WWE did it is because
Mhm.
they wanted his shit available at the merch stand tonight.
Well, hmm
Um so I do commend them for that because they did what Tony Khan failed to do ever, and that was sell Lucha Bros masks because I don't fucking know. They were AEW originals. They probably AEW fans used to love them. Maybe some of them, maybe the ones that have a little bit of logic in their noggin, probably still do love them. But back when the AEW fans did love them, I'm sure they would have loved to buy Lucha Bros masks. They did not do that, and now Penta is gone. and now Penta is gone, and now WWE is going to fucking soak in all that money from first time Penta masks, at least first time in a major promotion. I don't know if any other company sold his mask, but from all that first time masks of Penta going on sale from a major company, now WWE is gonna fucking steal all that money that Tony Khan left on the table. Whoever's running your merch department sucks, because WWE just fucking stole so much money from you. They robbed you blind. But and I'm sure and I'm sure the Penta mask would have sold great even if AEW sold them before, but WWE was the first to sell the Penta mask out of a major wrestling company here in the States, and they stole all of it from them.
They stole the shirts. He's got a hoodie design. He's got a shirt design. He's got 2 masks up already, dude. They are already raking in that fucking cash from this man. I'm sure his contract probably already paid for itself. I'm sure, because I know them things are going, dude.
For sure. Pentagon is in the darkness, and he is kneeling down, and you can kind of see strobe lights hit him a little bit. Fire then comes up, and you hear his song go, Zero Miedo. And he does the Zero Miedo, and the fire's going. The production for the entrance looked great. He starts doing his cool ass little strut down the entranceway, and the guy looked like $1 million, and he didn't even get in the fuck. He didn't even make it off the ramp yet. He didn't even get ringside. He was still on the fucking ramp, and he was fucking produced incredibly off rip.
Incredibly, dude. Instant. Knew it would work. Knew the production of him here would always work, dude. And it fucking proved itself instantly. Started the entrance of the fire, the lighting, dude. It just his little fucking dancey dance strut that he was doing. Shit was all flames, dude. It was flames, literally.
And this is one thing that I would, because I mean his entrance in AEW was good, but I often talk in AEW how a lot of guys don't get that blackout entrance where the lights go down and they get a cool shot of some strobe lights hitting them in the dark, and then Penta would just fucking run out there like happy as fuck. He would just run out there and stuff, and they would have fire going and stuff, but he would just run on out there with fucking goof ass Alex Oberhantes and start doing his Zero Miedo. Here, the lights went out. It had some time to breathe. They let the people chant for a little bit, and then this theme song, rather generic, but this theme song hit, and it was fucking incredible. It was incredible. He looked like $1 million, and he didn't even get off the fucking ramp yet. So Pentagon's entrance was great. Again, to talk about the entrance music, dude, I mean, we've heard worse from Def Rebel, but by no means did this entrance theme really. I mean, it was Zero Miedo, and then we went into like generic guitar riff number 511. So
Literally, that's all Def Rebel can produce. When does their contract come up? I forget.
sometime in 2025, I can't remember when they came into the company, but sometime in 2025. But good
Hopefully
God.
soon, dude. Because, dude, I think that is just the missing element with the obviously the Triple H era is just once this contract ends and he could just use real actual music production, yeah, fucking sky's the limit for the presentations of everybody.
That's one thing I will give Mikey Ruckus credit for, was he did muster up
Work with
a
that.
very good theme song for the Lucha Brothers.
I really like theirs. Yeah, I always like theirs.
Yeah. Their original AEW one I thought was rather bland, but that second one they got, where
Reverse.
the rapping one, I mean they were both rapping. Their recent one, I love that one. I thought that one was great.
I was
But
reverse for me. I like the first one more than the second one.
oh, okay. I thought the first one had off cadence. It sounded a little low production, I thought, but
Mhm.
but
I just get better. I kind of listened to that second version of it again, but I remember not liking it or just not caring for it.
mm, gotcha. So Penta looked great. He looked phenomenal. His family's all crying in the front row, so you knew this meant a lot to them. I don't know if they were crying because Pentagon finally debuted in WWE, or they were crying thinking about their uncle, Uncle Phoenix, and this fucking poor guy having to sit at home for the next 7 months. But
Ray Phoenix tweeted a congratulations tweet for Penta today too, right after his debut. Goated.
dude, Ray Phoenix reposted like last week on Instagram. He reposted a video of somebody saying, there was a video legitimately of somebody saying, as we're waiting on Ray Phoenix's impending WWE debut, here's a match from, and then it was some random indie match. This dude literally reposted that, and the first fucking sentence on the tweet was, as we wait for Ray Phoenix's AEW debut, or
Like, bro,
WWE debut.
love it.
Hilarious. Um,
Goated.
this blew me away. This fucking blew me away. I thought they were going to have Penta go in there, do all of his moves, and beat him.
Yeah.
This dude sold.
Yeah.
This dude sold. This dude sold. And this dude sold. He sold his ass off for Chad Gable. Wow.
Look great.
It wasn't a blow our load of Penta's moveset. Now he's got to hit the reverse Rana. Now he's got to fucking hit the Mexican Destroyer. Now he's got to hit the Penta Driver. Now he's got to fucking do a Poison Rana. Now he's got to do a fucking 360 moonsault DDT Tijeras. It was not Penta just spamming moves. Like, he spaced his moves out, and this is why I fucking said Pentagon under the WWE style is going to be immaculate. Tonight proved it.
Because he's special here. Not many people wrestle like him in this company, so it makes him more special.
And wait. If you think Pentagon is special, and if you think Pentagon, there's not many people that wrestle like Pentagon, just fucking wait till you see his brother.
Because we said it back when they were both in AEW, but Penta, he's the better look. Obviously, he's got that look that's probably already sold tens of thousands of dollars in merch. But Ray, hey, he's the hooper in the ring. Not saying that Penta can, because tonight with Chad Gable, banger fucking match.
Oh, it's awesome.
Ray Phoenix, dude, man, that shit's gonna hit, bruh. Oh man, he needs to go punch out somebody next week, bro. He's got to.
Dude, do you think I would be shocked in WWE? The clip's been going around because AEW fans want to, embarrass Pentagon or whatever. Did you see the clip of him spamming Canadian Destroyers against Orange Cassidy?
I actually didn't.
There's been that clip going around, and everybody's saying, everybody's, I guess they're trying to say Penta is a bad wrestler.
Okay.
We've literally said it for years. The Lucha Bros need that WWE style because they're great, but they need to slow down, and they need to work the WWE style where you're not move fucking spamming, because it's just too much. And it just blows your load. But I would be shocked if we seen a spot like that with him in WWE where they're fucking spamming Canadian Destroyers against each other. Not gonna happen again. And if it does, I'll admit I'm wrong and I will be shocked. But like Sir K said, man, Pentagon, there's not many people that wrestle like him. That's what fucking made this so special, and what also made this special, Pentagon under the WWE style, where there's not just endless move spamming, and this dude is actually wrestling, and there's psychology behind it, and they're selling, and all this type of stuff that should be in any regular wrestling match that didn't exist in this guy's career for a minute. It's tremendous. And again, if you think Penta's great, and if you think that there's not a lot of people that don't wrestle like him, just fucking wait until you see his brother. Because his brother is one of, if not the best luchador on the planet. He's one of them.
In the ring, from what I've seen, again, I'm not the fucking wrestling fan that's gonna watch every Mexican promotion and so this is from a fucking Fed mark in many people's eyes opinion, but Ray Phoenix, man, can go, and him in WWE is just gonna be in fucking insane, dude. I cannot wait.
Could you imagine how the WWE crowd is going to react to him bouncing off the rope and doing that like black mass in midair that he does? Or
It's
when he
gonna be.
or when this dude runs across the top rope. Could you imagine how they're gonna
Mhm.
fucking react to that?
Oh, they're gonna fucking love them when
I,
these two are together fully as a
dude,
tag team. Boy, they're. I mean, I'm sure fucking he's already a fan favorite by himself, but those two, fucking legendary fan favorites. They're
yeah,
gonna be easy.
and yes, and especially with Ray Phoenix, more once he gets that WWE style, and once there's pacing behind what he does, and he saves those special spots like I was just mentioning for actual spots in the match instead of just move spamming them. He's going to be, these two are made to be fucking stars, and they're going to be multi-time
Mm-hmm.
tag team champions. They're going to be wildly fucking over with the crowd. These guys are fucking studs, dude. These guys are studs, and again, for years we said they needed a WWE style, and we fucking deserve our flowers because Pentagon, looked tremendous tonight. And with the rumors of Backlash being in Mexico, before Phoenix comes in, fuck it, throw the IC
Get
title
him with
on
Bad
him.
Bunny, or maybe you do a tag match with Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny was saying he wants to come back and do another match, dude. That crowd,
I was thinking
those
Bad
two
Bunny
come
versus Pentagon would be a great
in.
main event for that show.
That'd be a good ass main event. That crowd will be fucking insane for that shit, man. So a lot of people, I think, even like I said, Bad Bunny, I think he said that it's gonna be in Mexico. So
Poor
it's looking
Phoenix,
very,
bro.
very interesting.
This dude's
Oh,
gonna have to fucking miss the Mexico show. What a fuck, Tony
dude,
Khan, dude. They could have won
I'm,
the tag titles there, bro.
I'm,
God.
I'm, I'm breaking Tony Khan's monitor.
Dude, could you oh, sorry to cut you off, bro. Lucha Bros versus DIY at Backlash Mexico.
Lucha Bros versus
War
War
Ra-
Raiders.
Come on. Fucking Tony, bro. He fucked it all
Okay.
up.
Uh,
God.
Lucha Bros versus LWO.
I mean, if it's the final nail in the coffin, then fucking sure, go ahead. I guess.
Let those people destroy that fucking
Yeah,
faction.
as long as I have to never see him again after that, I guess I'm all right with that.
But bro, come
Ah,
on. Give it to me, please.
please, bro. Please.
Give it to me. But dude, his presentation was insane. The match was phenomenal, dude.
Yes.
And
And look,
boy, mm-hmm.
even if you did want to go ahead and put these guys in a faction, you have two singles guys that are Mexican, and that would work great with
Mm-hmm.
Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. There's one who is not in a group, Andrade. We wanted
Uh,
them to be put together in AEW, but they just decided to put them with Pac because that makes sense. And the other one is in a group, but his tag team that he's with are jobbers, and that is Santos Escobar.
and ooh, that shit would be fire.
That would be very fire, bro. That would be very
That shit-
fire. I think they could help rejuvenate some aura into Santos Escobar because Legado shocked me
Yeah,
as to how much of a flop they've been on the main roster thus far.
yeah. Triple H did nothing with those fucking guys. It's insane the level of nothing he did with them. So that's that case. Kind of damn near same with Andrade. Fucking came in, fucking was running SmackDown with Carmelo Hayes. Didn't get his flowers for it, and now he's just doing nothing. So you got people you can put these guys in with if you want to put them in a group. You got the people.
Yeah. Regardless, on to the match. But you get the point. There's a lot of great possibilities for Pentagon here with here now that he is in WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He wrestles this match against Chad Gable. Gable's getting a lot of offense. He's working Penta's knee. This was great. Penta was selling his ass off. He's hitting his knee. He's beating the shit out of his knee just to be able to run and super kick and whatnot. Michael Cole's on the mic talking about how he's watched Pentagon's matches for years, and just marking out for him.
Michael Cole in his fucking hotel room watching Lucha Underground. That shit is a hilarious visual.
Pentagon then runs at Chad Gable with a Mexican destroyer. I was shocked that we even seen that in WWE. Yeah. I was shocked.
I'm very shocked. I love it, and I like that it's not just everybody's move.
He only did one of them.
Exactly. He didn't need to do 5 of them. Did one of them, looked great, and that's all you ever need to do is just one at a time. And sometimes you don't even need to do it, depending on the opponent.
Yeah. Penta then hit what he calls the sacrifice on Chad Gable. It's like he's got Chad Gable on his side. He's got his knee on Gable's arm closest to the ground, and he takes the one arm and he rolls back and basically snaps Chad Gable's arm. He then hits a Penta driver. He hits the Penta driver. That's his kind of like, it's not a pile driver, but he kind of sets
thing he can do.
Exactly. I thought that his finisher was going to be the Mexican destroyer. I was pleasantly surprised to know that it's going to be the Penta driver. And he beats Chad Gable in a match that got so much time, way more time than I even anticipated. Again, I thought this was going to be Pentagon coming in here and squashing Chad Gable and just kind of showcasing his moves. Gable looked phenomenal, and Gable's just always in these trusted spots to make people look good. I wish they would make him look good for once in a while. But Pentagon, good Lord. I mean, you couldn't have had a better looking debut than this, man. I mean, this was fucking phenomenal.
No, this is everything you asked for with a debut. Both sides looked great in the match. There was offense, there was defense. He just looked phenomenal. Presentation was insane, and fucking did everything right with the actual debut itself. Everything right.
Yes, and afterwards, he grabs a mic. And I said to myself in this moment, do not fucking tell me he can speak English. Because for years, Tony Khan had this dude running around with this fucking dork, Alex Oberhantes, and I thought it was because they couldn't speak English. He grabs a mic, and I'm saying, okay, he's probably going to talk in, Spanish.
Spanish, yeah.
Nope. First fucking thing out of his mouth, thank you, San Jose. I said, what?
Tony Khan stuck this man with Alex fucking Oberhantes for years, and he could speak English.
And the thing is his English a little broken? Well, yeah.
Of course.
But if Tony Khan would have put these guys on the mic, it probably would have gotten a lot better. I guarantee you, in a year, if they continue to have him talk on WWE television, his English is going to be way better. Look at how far along Asuka has came, or Io has came with their English.
They all came phenomenally with their English, bro. If Penta was allowed to speak his, just speak, by himself, just him, from the beginning of AEW, that man could probably be an English professor by now. Fucking 5 years he could have had on the mic learning, and they didn't fucking do it.
Where is the help in that company, dude. You mean to tell me they had these two running, and I swear to God, if Ray Phoenix can speak English too, dude, if they had if they had these fucking two running around with Alex Oberhantes for the better part of 4 fucking years, and they can speak English, I'm appalled. I don't even care that the fucking English was broken. Because if you would have put him on a mic 5 years ago in AEW by 2025, his English would have been great. Again, look at how far along many other talents have come with their English. Are you kidding me?
And obviously he got to a part in his promo where he did just speak in Spanish, which, by the way, Netflix like 20 minutes later ended up already translating it for the captions. So, again, we always said do that. Let them speak in their native language. Just hit the fucking translated graphics or subtitles. But dude, yeah, I don't get it, dude. We've always said, let them speak, English for the best they can, and if not, just let them speak to whatever language they speak. It's okay. It's okay for Asuka to speak Japanese, for this and that. It's okay. I don't know why people are so against that shit. It's fine. It looks great. I could get behind it. I don't know what he's saying. I don't know Spanish, but I could get behind it. He'd be saying the worst shit ever, and I don't care.
Dude, he says, "Thank you, San Jose. This is my new home." He says he knows everyone waited for this moment, but the truth is, I've been waiting for this moment. He says everyone is saying this is the Netflix new era, but this is the PENTA new era.
Hey.
The crowd is happy. His family's still crying, man. They're happy for him. He goes over there. He hugs all of them. What a fucking phenomenal debut. This is everything that you want for a debut. And I'm making an early prediction. Pentagon is either going to be on an honorable mention or he's going to actually make the list along with his brother and along with fellow co-worker Aleister Black for a honorable mention or a nominee for return/debut of the year.
100%. If, like you said, if not winners, definitely nominees or runner-ups and honorable mentions because it started off great. Penta's was phenomenal. Every moment, entrance, presentation, match, post-match, and look at that. Post-match, his debut, you let him speak. We let him hear him. Let us get a feel for what, he is and all that shit. Love that. And, they did everything right. They might have not did the fucking build-up to the debut right, in my opinion, but they definitely did the debut completely right. It was phenomenal, and I'm so excited.
Awesome, man. WWE hit a grand fucking slam here with Pentagon's debut tonight. And again, I feel robbed that I had to watch these two amazing talents run out here with Alex Oberhantes for the better part of 4 fucking years, and they can speak English. Fuck. God, man. What a joke. Penta was awesome. I'm so excited for him, and I'm very excited for his brother as well, man. These guys are going to have it made in WWE, and I'm sure Pentagon loves the merch checks that are flying in his way because I just know that mask is doing numbers, bro, and he is going to be amazing in WWE, and I would not be opposed to putting some singles title on him and getting having him eat a little bit before his brother does come into the company.
Exactly. I would actually very much like that, dude. I would very much like him to get at least some piece of singles action, probably even some singles gold, before his brother is released from his prison sentence.
Yeah.
And he's out on bail.
Yep. Until he is eligible for parole. So
exactly.
Judgment Day, or whatever's left of the Judgment Day, is they're backstage. Dominic walks in and he goes to give Liv and Finn are bickering about uh, Finn's just throwing shots about Liv losing the championship last week. Dominic walks in with flowers. He goes to apologize to Liv for trying to creep up on Rhea Ripley last week. She said she's not mad at him. Just go get her bags from the car and have valet ready later tonight. Dom walks up to Finn and he says, "Man, I don't think she's mad at all." Finn looks at him like, "You fucking dumbass." And he says, "Kid, you got a lot to learn. But I need to worry about more important things like ending Damian Priest tonight. Finn, I think the only thing you need to be concerned with is going over to Friday Night SmackDown."
Is ending your Raw contract.
Yeah.
And signing a blue one because holy
Yes.
fuck. Get out of there. Please let this be the last time we see this man on this fucking brand.
If it's not the last time, the breakup needs to happen next week. Finn is just, it's done. It's done.
He's gotta, you can't continue after this, bro. You can't.
No. Under no circumstances. If this isn't the last, if we don't see him on Friday, Monday needs to be the breakup, and we need to see him next Friday on SmackDown. So,
oh, yeah.
Pat is making fun of the defensive backs on the Eagles for being Caucasian and not knowing how to properly hit a pedigree. This was absolutely hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Pat McAfee.
I did see that shit was horrible.
Oh, it was hilarious, dude. Pat McAfee's asking production to replay the video. Michael Cole puts his face up to his mic and he's screaming, replay the video. And then he just starts fucking laughing. These two were having a blast tonight, and it seemed like these two were more themselves and chill tonight.
Yeah, it really did seem like last week they really just had to show it up professionally, you know what I mean? But this week they could just be their normal selves, which is just the reason why those two are loved as a fucking pairing, because they're just fucking two buddies hanging out talking about the show essentially, and it's great. Sounds like me and you, well, almost sounds like me and you watching a pay-per-view. I don't know if you could
pretty
put that
much probably. I think they would. I think even Peacock would probably pull us off the air with the amount of fucking just cursing that gets fucking flown around when we're watching a pay-per-view. I don't know if Cole and Pat could drop as many F-bombs as much as we do live on Peacock. But yeah, and that's what's so organic about them is when you hear Cole and Pat, and I know a lot of people like to be critical and give the Excalibur greater than Pat McAfee graphic, which you can go suck a fucking dick at that. I mean, that is this. I would. Oh God.
What's the worst insult than that? You could go watch Dynamite with that graphic. Please go do that. Bye.
Yeah, seriously, bro. But that's what's so organic about Cole and Pat is it's just like it's just like hanging out with your friends, watching these two hang out and just watch wrestling together, and it's organic, and I think that's what makes them work. So yeah,
I think so. I think it really does.
We get another shot of Braun Breaker in the crowd. Initially, I was pissed off at this because I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah, he's seriously, bro. Like he's contractually obligated to be a Raw superstar, and not only that, he's the fucking Intercontinental Champion, and he's sitting in the fucking crowd like he's a celebrity every week. But then Sheamus and Kaiser was next, so I decided to say, okay, let me hold off my judgment and let me just let me wait to see if they do something. Cole made a joke, and I love this because it almost seems like he was as tired of it as I was. He made a joke during the Sheamus and Kaiser match that if this was a couple weeks ago before they got their Netflix announce table upgrade, they would have went through that.
I'm sure they were tired of getting their fucking papers thrown everywhere every week. I know I
I
would be.
I would have been as well, bro. I would have been pissed off as well. I love that because God, I was so tired. Somebody going through the fucking announce table every fucking week, dude. And,
It was annoying.
sometimes multiple times a week, somebody gets thrown
Yeah.
over it, or at least if they didn't go through the table, they were getting their papers swiped off the table, and then nobody just
Mhm.
ever went through it, and they just had to put it back together. I mean, God.
Mhm. Every week, some piece would be off of that fucking thing at some point in the night. Every week.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not lying, bro. Sheamus beats Kaiser with the Brogue Kick in what was a great match. This is why I love people like this in WWE, because it's not everybody, but you have guys like Sheamus and Kaiser that are like your work rate guys. You have them go out
Mhm.
there, put on a banger, and it's always nice to watch because not everybody does it.
Exactly. Special because they're one of the only ones that do it. Simple.
Yes, and that's why I like that Monday Night Raw's little work rate group. Now it used to be bigger. It used to have, Ivar and Ricochet, and obviously everybody went on to do their different stuff. Now it's a lot
Mm.
slimmer, but still you have your set people that, don't necessarily have to be in the most deep rooted of storyline because they're
Oh,
your work rate
they're
guys.
under guys.
Yes.
Exactly. They have the roles, and they're special because they're the only ones that do those roles. Simple.
Yes. Very, very simple. Michael Cole referred to the WWE Universe as WWE fans. That was refreshing. Yeah.
Look at that. They're fucking wrestling fans again. They're not the
Yes.
WWE universe.
He called them WWE fans. The WWE fans.
Just call them a bunch of marks. Wish it would be
Wow. I was very
double.
I I was very refreshed to hear that, man. That was nice to hear. It we've been
I
so
like
accustomed what's up?
I like hearing normal words again, man. It's so
Yeah.
nice. You
Like
hear fucking
like
hospital.
hospital. Yep.
Like, dude, it's just
Belt.
so nice to hear real words. I still think they do trip about that one technically though. I know some people say it, but I think it's still like they don't like it. But even just people just saying normal words again is just so nice.
Yeah. I feel like a couple times we've heard somebody
They might.
say
They
belt.
might.
Um
I hope.
Not too much. Not too much. They definitely use the
No.
word of championship and title over it, but
Mhm.
but um but nonetheless, man, it's cool to hear. It's cool to hear just normal words, man. We don't have to hear the WWE universe or local medical facility. Sometimes they still use that one, but more times than not, we've heard hospital be used, which is great.
Mhm. I like it. It sounds worse. Oh my God, they just sent Jade Cargill to the hospital. That sounds worse than a local medical facility.
How could you send your best friend to a local medical facility? Like what?
Uh, my best friend to a local medical facility.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
brother.
it was just corny. You say real words like hospital, and it just hits harder. Simpler is better.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Um, Sheamus, after the match, goes up to Pat McAfee. He's celebrating with Pat McAfee. He then puts his attention on Braun Breaker, who's sitting in the crowd, as Pat McAfee's still shaking Sheamus's hand, and Sheamus looks at him like, let go of my fucking hand. He goes over by Braun, and Braun tells him, you want another shot? You think you could beat me? Sheamus says, yeah. He pushes him, and we get a little separation of the two, and they go out. They go about their ways, and this actually got confirmed for Saturday night's main event on the
Ooh.
25th. Saturday night's main event on the 25th. I'll say it looks better than the first one. However, your boys will not be able to review that Saturday night's main event. If this one's good, I may give the next one a shot, but the last one just was very rushed, and it was a house show, to be honest.
Exactly. The first one, first impressions are usually the most important. And our
Yeah.
first impression did not end up being too well. And due to obligations, we won't be able to
Yeah.
do this one. But I hope in our absence of, reviewing and watching the show, I hope it does prove itself because did you see that other stuff about, a Saturday night main event in the future?
I did. I
I
did.
did. I saw that. And if I'm being honest, with if it's like the first one, I would actually rather watch AEW because fucking hell, man. But that's just hilarious, and we'll talk about it on Friday. But
Yeah.
good lord, it never ends with those two companies. It's great. I love it.
Hilarious stuff. Hilarious stuff, bro. It's bad enough they've only sold like 10K tickets. Now they gotta fucking go up against a fucking WWE show, which
I
who
know.
even knows
It's
if it's gonna be in the same, it could be even be in the same general area, which is even fucking funnier, but
I wouldn't be
hilarious.
shocked.
Well, I hope that challenges Tony Khan to put on a great show, and then he won't have the fucking problem of WWE breathing down his neck. Put on a good fucking
Yeah.
show. I know
Right.
we'll probably be reviewing All In over Saturday
Well,
night's main event anyway, so obviously. So it should challenge Tony Khan to put on a good show, hopefully. But knowing Tony Khan, he's still going to put on the same lame ass shit. So, yeah.
more than likely, wouldn't be shocked.
Seth Rollins is backstage. This was a great backstage segment.
It was.
Rollins and McIntyre gets confirmed for next week. Rollins is walking backstage and he sees Sami Zayn. Sami says to Seth, "Hey man, I heard what you said out there, and I know last week was pretty rough for you, and I just wanted to say, if you need to talk, I'm here." Seth says, "Yeah, it was a pretty rough week for me last week. But it was a good week for you." Sami says, "What?" And Seth says, "Oh, come on, man. You helped your boy get the Ulafala back. Just like you helped him in War Games. Just like you helped him in War Games. What are you going to do? Help him win the Royal Rumble? Help him get the WWE Championship back? Are you going to stay helping Roman Reigns? Or are you going to help yourself?"
Man,
Oh.
man.
So this is what I love. Rollins is slowly turning into Drew McIntyre. He is
Mm-hmm.
slowly starting to point the finger at everybody else, and he's starting to lash out on people, and you're starting to see the development of his character. I don't think we've ever seen this many characters with this level of depth in the company history. I mean, Jimmy,
Dude,
Jay, Solo, Roman, Drew,
Drew, Seth, Punk.
Seth, Punk, Paul Heyman. I mean, there's so many guys that just Kevin Owens, Sammy's. I think I said Sammy. There's so many guys right now that just have the most an amazing amount of depth in their character, and we're getting more of it with Rollins here, as Sammy had nothing to say. All he did was stare at him.
Just speechless. I mean, at the end of the day, like Drew ends up being a lot of the time. It's
That's
kind of
right.
right. And with him, kind of sharing that same idea that Drew McIntyre has, there's been that rumor of that faction that's been rumored for some time now. That faction of Drew, Seth, and KO, very what's coming to be like-minded people. Yeah, maybe that faction, maybe those rumors had a little more weight than I thought.
Could very well be the case. Well, the next segment was very interesting. We're going to talk about the Sammy stuff first because it kind of correlates, but there's a curveball in here. We get a backstage segment with The Miz and Karrion Kross. Kross tells The Miz, he comes out of Pierce's locker room and he says, apparently the Wyatt Six have been moved to SmackDown. And if I find out you had anything to do with this, I'm going to split your head open, he tells Miz. Sammy then walks past. Sammy fucking Kross. Sammy walks past and he says, this is Pierce's office, right? Kross says yes. He says, actually, Sammy, I heard what Rollins and you were talking about. He says, without the bloodline unifying because of a common cause, you're all vying for the same thing. You've always wanted to become a world champ. Oh, how I can see this friendship falling apart. Now, you all know Karrion Kross is known to predict shit.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Is Sami Zayn going to eventually win the world title from a fellow bloodline member?
I could see it, and maybe that's what he was. I think he was looking for Pierce's office to put himself in the Rumble. I think that's why he's trying to find his office. And man, it's heating up. Things are getting interesting. I think people are finally getting Sammy.
Which, you add Sammy in the Rumble, that's another interesting character in the Rumble. Not because anybody believes Sammy's going to win it, because now, with him and Roman in the same Rumble, they're family. But is Roman going to eliminate Zayn? Is he going to cross the honorary use after Sammy helped him?
Is he going to prove everybody right, or is Sammy going to be the swerve in it? And is he going to be the one to at least, if not do it, or maybe not, maybe it's someone else who's doing it, but maybe he attempts to toss Roman out, and he's the first one to try to get offense on the other. You never know, dude. It's building up to be very interesting.
Everybody talked about that 1992 Royal Rumble being the best Royal Rumble and having all this story. The amount of fucking story they have going into this Rumble, if they fucking squash this, if they squander this Rumble, I don't know what to say at this point, because they have a lot going into this one.
They have so much. They gotta fucking do it right, dude.
So, he says, oh, how I can see this friendship falling apart. Miz says, well, if we're talking about world championships, we don't need to worry about Sammy. Sammy then gets in Miz's face and he says, you've been walking around here being Kross's lackey for so long. I don't think anybody's worried about you, ever. Miz says, I've been world champion twice. That's 2 more times than you will ever be. Sammy then says, you know, I had to go talk to Pierce about some other things, but I think I'll get a match one-on-one with you for tonight. Sammy then walks in the office and the Miz says, man, now we got to deal with him. Kross looks at Miz and he goes, who is we? And he walks away.
Fuck Kross, dude.
You mean to tell me this dude fucking made Miz stick around to get his life tormented by the Wyatt Six, and Kross can't even help this dude with Sami Zayn? Bro's a menace. I love it. Bro's doing Miz so dirty.
He is, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Very interesting though, man. And if you don't care about Karrion Kross, which actually he's been doing very good work, but if ever you don't care about Karrion Kross, one thing you can always count on is the words he speaks always come true. So that's one thing I love about his character, man.
It's exactly, dude. I like that a lot about his character, and it's very interesting to see where that prediction is going to go.
Gunther comes out for a promo. He says he was excited to watch the debut episode of Raw on Netflix. He says the entertainment was great, but the quality in this ring, I was less impressed. Because I wish we had a roster that could fulfill those expectations other than me. Everybody fighting over their personal drama, who is the head of the table, who is the best in the world, who cares? The only prize worth fighting for is this World Heavyweight Championship. We get an entrance from Jey Uso. He comes out. He says, I heard you say you needed someone to care about the World Heavyweight Championship. He says, you're looking at him. He says, you're looking at him. He says, Drew and the bloodline business is behind me. So I challenge you for Saturday night's main event for that World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther says, I admire your courage, but it would be naive of me to think I could hold this championship forever. But it would be even more naive of you to think you're the one to take it off of me. He says that he reminds Jey Uso they've wrestled twice for the IC title and he's beaten him twice. And he knows what Jey is capable of, and it is a whole lot less than what Gunther is capable of. He says he'll give it to him. He is entertaining, but when that bell rings, he will expose him for what he really is, a tag team wrestler. He says they are not on the same level. He says, to Jey Uso, main event is a nickname. To Gunther, it is where I belong. He says Jey should stick to the yeet and stay out of championship business, because at Saturday night's main event, he says Saturday night's main event is fine with him, but the choice is up to Jey. Gunther leaves, and as he's walking out, Jey says he does respect Gunther, and everything that came out of his mouth is true. He's not better than me. He's not supposed to be here. He's not supposed to be in this spot. He's not supposed to sell that much merchandise. He's just a tag team guy. He says he was scared to step out and do it on his own. Now he wakes up every morning betting on himself, because he's still trying, and because he's still trying to earn his damn respect. So at Saturday night's main event, he's going to take his respect, and he is going to beat his ass and take his world championship. Gunther laughs. And that was that. As Michael Cole says, if Jey Uso wins this match, this is going to be his first singles championship in WWE.
Cool.
Cole, I know you weren't on commentary at the time, but Jey Uso actually won the Intercontinental Championship last September. It'll be his first World Championship in WWE, correct? It will not be his first singles championship in WWE. He has, in fact, done that before.
He has, in fact, done that very recently, actually. So, don't know where that fuck up came from, but fuck up, shit happens. But I'm intrigued. I like the way they did this. I like the dynamic between those two, and I like what they did here tonight.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I love the dynamic between these two. Obviously, Gunther takes everything super serious. Then you have Jey Uso, who's the opposite of him. So it makes for a great dynamic. It does.
It does.
Lyra and Dakota get these pre-match promos that were pretty epic. Lyra was talking about all her loss and all the losses that she's taken, and she talked about how it was preparation for this moment. And then goes over to Dakota, and she is talking about all the injuries she's faced and the perseverance she's trying to get through those injuries. I'm not gonna lie, this IC Championship final felt like it came and went. And the match itself wasn't even so bad. It just felt like, okay, the match is here.
Let's get it done.
It got done. Lyra celebrated with the title, and on to the next segment. It kind of just felt like an afterthought. It wasn't really treated with much importance.
I don't know why you saved it to be on a more important episode, quote unquote, to get more important time, and you just rushed through it like you probably would have done last week if it was on last week.
Exactly.
I don't know why Finn and Damien was the main event and why this wasn't the fucking main event.
Yeah, I do not understand why. For all the time that Finn and Damien got, or you had a Sami Zayn versus Miz match on this show, why you couldn't have saved that for next week and get an extended Lyra and Dakota, I have absolutely no fucking idea. I have no idea, man. But Lyra won this match with a Nightwing, and the fan base coming into this was actually very divided. I know a lot of people I know wanted Dakota win and wanted Dakota to win, and a lot of people I know also wanted Lyra to win. Personally,
Mhm.
I was always team Lyra. I like Dakota Kai. I just didn't see her as the women's IC champion.
No.
I think there's just more to do with Lyra, and I think Lyra has more upside than Dakota Kai. And again, I love Dakota. I think she's great, but I just don't I think Lyra's the just more up and coming one, and I just think you should be
So,
doing more with Lyra right now. I see more potential in Lyra. So I was team
yeah.
Lyra all the way going into this, and I was very, very happy with this.
I was very happy with with the result of this, man. I think they could have presented everything around this better, but overall, with the result with Lyra, that's who I wanted to win. That's like who you said I think I see more potential in and more stock in to put stock into.
Yeah.
And I'm very glad she was the one to win this, man. I'm very glad to see how they treat her in this title as champion.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I wish they would have gotten more time, but I am happy with the decision nonetheless. I just wish they would have just gave a little more, more a priority to Lyra and Dakota here. So
Hmm. Definitely, very much.
Sami Zayn defeated the Miz. The fucking drone almost took out Sammy in the open to this dude. It got so close to him when he was standing on the top rope during his entrance doing his scream. The drone flew so close behind him. I was like, "Oh my god, it's going to fucking take out Sami Zayn." But it didn't.
Good lord, yeah, they although it was better than last week, whoever fucking controls that thing needs to fucking tone it down.
Yeah, and good lord, put a fucking higher quality camera on that thing. I've seen YouTubers flying
With
around
high
drones with better quality than that. I know you got the money for it.
exactly. You got the money. I know it exists. Just put better cameras on it. Get better camera drones.
Yeah, yeah. However, they were not flying around at 160 miles an hour like they were last week, though. So can be
Which is
grateful
good.
for that. The ads this week were very digestible. They were a lot
They,
less, and there were only 2.5 minute ad breaks.
that's not bad at all.
No, it was very, very digestible.
It
As
is.
speaking of 2.5 hours is how long the show went. I
Mm-hmm.
thought. What did you think in terms of the length of the show tonight?
Oh, I thought it was perfect. 2.5. I think is overall great. I think the show it had the perfect length. Nothing really felt rushed. It wasn't, oh, we got to get to this. We got to do this. It was perfectly paced. Um, and I like it. I liked having the 2.5 as probably the normal standard, and then save 3 hours for a big ass week. But on that, stick it to what I think it ended at 9:32 this week.
Hmm.
Thought it was perfect.
Yeah,
What about you?
I thought that I thought the 2.5 hour slot was great. I honestly I thought that was the sweet spot. I would love for them to end the show at 9:30 every time. I thought that was awesome. I thought it was awesome.
I think it is.
We get a Rhea Ripley promo. She says, "Mommy is back on top."
Hmm.
She says she wants to remind everyone that she is Rhea Bloody Ripley, one of the most dominant women in WWE history, and she is now champion once again. Nia Jax comes out,
What the hell?
and she said she cannot take this anymore. She was in the back talking to Pierce about the transfer window. Okay,
What a shitter for Raw.
remember, we're about to come back. Remember we talked about the Wyatts. We're going to come back to this now. So she said she talked to Pierce about the transfer window, and
Right.
she couldn't help herself but to come out here and talk to Mommy. She came out and said she will be winning the Royal Rumble. She says Tiffany and Rhea may think they are on top. She said she doesn't even know what Bayley is doing here. Bayley was sitting front row. They put the camera on Bayley, and she says, "I live here, you idiot." Bailey jumps the barricade. Nia says, "Oh no, BBL Bailey is coming for me." This is where I plead the fifth.
Okay.
She tells Bailey tells her that this may not be her show, but this is my city. You big dumb idiot.
Mm-hmm.
Nia pushes her. She pushes Rhea. Rhea and Bailey get Nia out of the ring, and that was that. If Nia Jax goes to Monday Night Raw, the way it sounded is that she was talking to Pierce about it, but nothing was for sure.
Nothing was
But yeah,
Yeah, that's the vibe I got is when you're talking, but I heard you talking, I couldn't help but resist. So that is the vibe I got. But please just don't waste one of these on the likes of Nia Jax. Please don't.
speaking
So many
of
more fucking move.
the transfer window,
Oh no.
how are you feeling about the announcement of the Wyatt Six moved to moved from Raw to SmackDown?
I don't love how that's just the end of the feud is just, oh, they moved brands up. Goodbye. That's just a really cheap way of ending the feud. But I'm intrigued and I just hope they could do better over there. Maybe they could get more time on that show, but just kind of a cheap way to end the feud, I think, it is one of the biggest things I was thinking about. But what about you?
My first thought was, okay, well, I guess you're not sending American Made over there. I think it could be good for the Wyatts because there's a lot of heavy hitters on Monday Night Raw, and that does leave on the table feuds with like the Judgment Day and stuff. But with that, it does open feuds with like the Bloodline. I feel the
Bloodline.
Bloodline will absolutely embarrass them though, the way that they are, because they are
They're having
well,
jobbers again.
let's put it like this. If everything goes how we think, in terms of people turning on each other, one of the leaders is going to be a badass Samoan werewolf, and he's going to be an unhinged, just fucking demon.
Murderer.
The other leader is going to be wearing a mask with a gray wig on it.
Not a great matchup to pit leader versus lead. Now, if it was Joseph Seed-esque, badass Bo Dallas, that'd be some competition. You'd have something there. But
Yeah.
you have fucking old man fucking Jenkins as the character you got this man playing, and it just doesn't look legit half the time. So
Yeah.
definitely would, if I had to pick, I would choose American Made over Wyatt's to go over there, but I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing with this thing. I don't know if they know what they're doing with this transfer window overall.
Or at the very least, they could have at least told us, like, hey, GMs have until after the Royal Rumble. Like, as soon as the Royal Rumble pay-per-view starts, the transfer window is done and everything goes into effect the Monday after the Royal Rumble. We haven't heard a word up until this episode where people are just bringing up the transfer window again. It's just like, dude, let your audience know what the fuck you're doing. And then Wyatt's, again, I can see good opportunities coming for them, but I don't even know what the fuck I see for them at this point, dude. It's just
No, I don't. It's just what?
I don't know what they're doing with them, and I'm just really I'm just really sad with how this group turned out. I'm just really underwhelmed, and I really thought this group was gonna be Triple H making the hell that Vince put Bray Wyatt through right, and
Yeah,
it's
the exact same thing.
it it really is. It's just nothing but cinematic stuff, and don't get me wrong, I love me some
Great stuff,
cinematic stuff.
but
It's top tier cinematic stuff, but when that's all you do, it's just
nothing.
like, dude, what the
It's just
fuck?
disappointing.
It's
It did it different, and it's the same hole that they always put Wyatt in.
yep, nothing more than cinematic stuff, and nothing more than that. And it's, you know, like Sir K said, it's just sad.
It's sad because, I mean, this is what I said. Like, make humanize. I said it when Wyatt was still here. Like, humanize him, make him Wyndham, let him be himself. There's kind of can be a ceiling with when you're a cinematic character and you're just this character all the time. I think it's more valuable to be a person, and that's what they're not making the Wyatt Six, and that's what they need to make the Wyatt Six is people.
Yeah. As for Nia jumping over, I don't think that was the case. I think that was just a way for WWE to bring up and justify her
Mm.
being at Raw was the transfer window, but I do think she'll stay on SmackDown. And as for the Wyatts, I don't know. I don't know what comes for them. So
No, I have no clue what they're gonna do on SmackDown.
they
Genuinely, an LA Knight feud. That's all I can think.
yeah. Yeah, I mean,
That's all I can think.
yeah, either that or, like I said, them getting absolutely outclassed by the new bloodline. So
Mm-hmm.
it sucks, but WWE has the opportunity to change it. All they have to do is take that fucking mask off of him and put these guys in the ring because Bo can go, and they don't want to do that. They want to have him as Uncle, Uncle Heisenberg or, whatever. So as
Literally.
Rollins versus Drew is confirmed for next week. New Day making an in-ring return. Fucking finally. They're making an
Fucking
in-ring return, and JBL will be at Raw.
okay. Is it
Yeah.
in Texas?
Yes.
Okay, that explains it, I guess. I mean, why
Yeah.
not?
He's been doing some cool stuff on the indies.
Seen that a
And
lot. He's been coming up, just fucking clotheslining people and chilling. I
yep.
respect it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's been doing some cool stuff on the indies, so I'm interested to see what he does on Raw next week, I guess. The main event. Damian Priest. There was a pre-match promo before this, and it was just cracking me up. He's like, "You betrayed me, Finn." He's like, "You betrayed me, Finn, and I'm not my brother's keeper."
Yeah. And that's what he said, like, right before he fucking did the final fight.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
not my brother's keeper. Well, dude, yeah, I know he was watching some show or movie and heard that line, was like, that's fucking fire. I'm gonna use that shit. And he fucking used that shit, and it's
yeah,
fucking lame as shit.
yeah. It was. That was the most oralist last final line I've ever heard ever. So
Yeah, keeper.
Damian Priest hits a Falcon Arrow off of the he hits a Falcon Arrow off of one of the ledges in the audience onto two tables. They stretcher Finn. They go to stretcher Finn out of the arena, and the Judgment Day are all there. Damian Priest then walks up. He starts kicking all their ass. He starts beating Finn Balor's ass while he's on the stretcher. Um, Pushes him down the ramp. Finn perfectly falls off of the stretcher and into the ring.
It's just hilarious.
Judgment Day start interfering, setting up tables. And the War Raiders, the War Raiders then come out for the save. We get a South of Heaven for a near fall. Finn, this gets a little less one-sided for a second here. Finn gets Priest on the outside, or Finn counters Priest, then puts him on the table, hits a coup de grace through one of the tables. Priest damn near no sells the coup de grace, gets up,
Literally.
spears Finn Balor through the barricade, hits a razor's edge through the other table. Michael Cole, I believe he cracked one more joke about them not going through his announce table this week and them having to set up actual tables. Thank God.
I love it.
He hits a razor's edge through the table. He gets Finn in the ring, puts his hand around his neck, and he says, "I'm not my brother's keeper." He hits him with the South of Heaven, and Finn Balor goes down for another fucking 3 count in this
Again.
feud with Damian Priest.
just fucking was a Finn battle brutalizer match because he got like a minute of offense and the rest of the match he got his ass whooped and still fucking lost.
Yep.
God, let this be the end of Finn Balor on Raw because please, he needs to be done with this brand, with this story, with all these people. He has to be done with it. He has to be.
We're hearing a big push for Finn Balor in 2025. This man went 0-3 against Damian Priest. If ever anybody has ever needed a hard reset,
Finn
right
Balor.
now in WWE, it is Finn Balor. This guy can
Mm-hmm.
go on SmackDown, and I think he can do a bunch of cool stuff, whether he's a babyface or a heel. I don't care. I just need him away from Damian Priest. I need him away from the fucking Judgment Day. I need him away from. I need a hard reset for Finn Balor because now that he completely lost the feud 0-3 to Damian Priest, it is now time for a hard fucking reset, and I think we're gonna get that, and I'm happy about that. And like I said, I think we're gonna get it, but good God, 0-3 in the feud. Please, for the love of the Lord, get this guy on SmackDown or move the Judgment Day and fucking Damian Priest over to SmackDown. Just get him away. I don't care who goes where, preferably Balor on SmackDown, but I don't care. Get him away from Judgment Day and get him the fuck away from Damian Priest.
Please, exactly, dude. Just get him away from all this and breathe some light and rejuvenate this man because he needs it. He really fucking needs it after this.
Yes, he does. He absolutely does, man. And that's everything. That is everything
Mm-hmm.
here today for this edition of Notorious Unscripted, man. Thank you guys so very much, man. It's been a very special episode. This has been 230. And thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. A pretty horrendous week of AEW Dynamite, as
Oh,
well
yeah.
as a great episode of Monday Night Raw.
Great.
I like
Mm-hmm.
the show, and I like the purpose around this show a lot tonight, and I thought they did a tremendous job. Still no Becky, but I mean no rush for that. I mean, we all know she's coming back. And at this point, I could see her just being saved until the Royal Rumble. Either that, or she's going to come back maybe next week and confront Lyra or something. I don't know, but obviously we know she's coming back. It's not a matter of
Mm-hmm.
if, it's a matter of when. And yeah, so that was that. And like I said, I did enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight. I enjoyed the direction of the show. Crowd was hot, and I thought they did a great job. So yeah, that was
Yeah,
that. And that was basically everything for your week of wrestling.
definitely, man. It was overall a good week for WWE. A fucking horrible week for Dynamite. But tonight on Raw was really good. The Penta debut was a success. 2.5 hours of Raw was a success, and overall, I enjoyed the night.
Yes, and with that, that is going to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so very much for joining us here today for another edition of NHP Unscripted, another edition of the news, or another edition of Unscripted. That is episode 230. Reminder, speaking of the news, we will be live not at 4 p.m. Central. We will be live at 2 p.m. Central on Friday. Thank you guys so very much for joining us here today, and we should have a ton of great stuff for you guys on Friday, man. And with that, thank you guys, everybody who came out, whether you're here now or part of the Replay Mafia. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with us. Please like, comment, and subscribe. But before we do that, it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny Mayhem. Johnny, good
No,
Lord. No more mayhem.
it's been a while, and I Sir K.
And that is going to do it for this edition of NHP Unscripted. Thank you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys at Friday, 2 p.m. Central, with the news.
Peace.